What's up, good people? What's up, good people? Welcome to another edition of He Said, She Said.
Say my name, say my name.
That's what's cracking. This is another edition of the Hustle Effect. I see we got a couple young people with us that ain't been with us in a while. Jerome, I see my man Big Romy Rome in the building. Can you turn your phone sideways, Rome, so we can see you fully, man? There we go. There that Negro is. What's going on, Big Romy Rome? How you feeling, man? This nigga muted. You muted, nigga. You muted. You playing in your ass and you muted, nigga. He's still muted. This nigga still talking and he muted. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. It never fails. This show never fails. The niggas can never get their shit to work on this motherfucker. What's up, Zeke? You with us this week?
Hey, Zeke.
What's good, people?
All right.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, that's what's cracking. What's going on? I see we
y'all
got the
doing?
lovely Eda. We doing good. We doing good. What's going on with you, Eda?
Not much. Chilling. Like you say, when it rains, I pour. Hello.
That's what's cracking. That's what's cracking. What's going on, Nada?
What's going on? Not much.
And the wonderful Miss Shantae. How you doing, baby girl?
I'm on my Blonde Ambition tour right now.
Okay, it looks good on you, baby. It looks good on you. I think we've got him back. Are you with us this time, my ninja?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Oh,
Jesus.
we can hear you now.
How have you been? It's been 3 ages and 4 pregnancies since I've last seen you, my nigga.
What was the first 3? Like this
Yeah.
this was I need to know who was the first 3. I might have been involved in one of them, but I need to know about the other 3.
Yeah, you know, shit. We know that you have a rather extravagant lifestyle, my brother. So we're not gonna sit there and talk that bullshit with you tonight.
No.
Well, I want to welcome everybody to the show. We're gonna go ahead and kick this thing right on off, man. We got a lot of good clips for y'all. If y'all out there, please share the show. We got a lot of things we're gonna be discussing about future shows and stuff like that, and stuff that's coming up in just a little short time. But here's the very first clip of the evening, y'all. Check this out.
My point is this. If I had a woman, I would decide not to cheat because I decide. However, I would not see my infidelity as nearly anywhere near even 1% as disgusting as female infidelity, because female infidelity involves emotion. You will not sleep with a man you don't like. I can sleep with a woman I don't like. It's a completely different thing. I can be head over heels in love with a woman, ready to die for her, ready to take a bullet for her, protect her, give her all the money in the world, make sure she has a beautiful family, a nice big house, all of it. And I'll still fuck that bitch. Watch me.
Okay, we're gonna start with the nigga that ain't been here forever. We're gonna start with my big man, Jerome. Did you see that clip? Did you hear the clip? What are your thoughts about what he said?
I'm not gonna lie, it can be true because we've seen it. How many women have we seen in this predicament? And the dude be like, "Yeah, I've been fucking them, but I love you." Let's say Baby Boy, for instance. Baby Boy was the main one that was like, "Yeah, I be fucking all these chicks, but I love you." So I think it's possible. Do I think it's right? No, I don't really think it's right. So my thing is what he's saying is true, but I don't still think that's a reason why you should do it.
When you see yourself on the screen, just unmute yourself, just let yourself go. Zeke? Okay, we're gonna move right along. Unmute yourself. If everybody, please unmute yourselves. Nobody mute yourselves tonight at all. Thank you very much.
I'm trying to make sure no background music. Sorry, bro. I feel like that's partial true and not true, because I mean it all depends on a woman ain't just gonna sleep with anybody, but she can if she wants to. If that's her prerogative, that's her prerogative. I just feel like that's a whole different ball game.
That's partially true and partially not true. Number one, a woman can sleep with a man with no emotion. That's that's for a fact. Some women can, some women can't. So I really can't say all women, but some women that I do know, they have cheated on their significant other and had no emotion attached.
Hold on 1 second. Mute yourself, big man. Mute yourself, big man. We hear you in the background, dog. We hear you in the background. Go ahead.
A woman can cheat with no emotion involved. I mean, it can go both ways. And number two, so we just not worried about diseases. Like we just not worried about you just sticking your penis in anything that's walking, whether you're attracted to them or not. That bothersome. That is very bothersome.
Okay, let me see. Shantae, what do you feel about this conversation, Shantae? Talk to me.
Well, that's my thought. You know, he said it's much more disgusting. How so? You know, you got to have something to stick your penis in. Okay. So she got it. She opening her legs or whatever, opening whatever she want to open for somebody. But you got to have something to stick your penis in. Disgusting is disgusting. If you're saying that cheating is disgusting, then it's disgusting on both sides. No, not all women get emotionally attached. There are a lot of us, especially these young girls. They'll hit it and quit it like a dude. They don't care. So that I think that is a narrative that is becoming a little bit antiquated. Um, and that is an assumption I think a lot of guys make, is that they're the ones that can, you know, walk away with no emotion or whatever. But a lot of females can do it too. It just depends on who you're messing with. But either way, the whole concept of infidelity, the whole concept of I said I was committed to somebody, but then I'm going to step outside of the relationship, still always comes back to the question of why make the commitment. A commitment is called a commitment for a reason. If you can't stay within that commitment, then just say that. Be honest about it. Do you? If y'all decide y'all want to hook up between other folk, then that's on y'all. But this is a lot of the problem. This is why we still have half of the diseases going around now that we wouldn't have if people were more responsible. If you're going to do it, be responsible about it.
Okay. I hear everybody's perspective, and I do think that men, and what I was listening to is that men and women view cheating different, and I do believe that to a certain extent. And the reason I say that, have you ever heard the story of a man could cheat on a woman, come home to that woman, but when that woman has decided to cheat on him, she has decided to, like, she has got feelings for somebody else, she has let somebody else in. It's like it's a different emotion for the two. I'm not, like, that's what I was agreeing with Jerome about. I'm not agreeing with the fact of cheating, not at all. But I'm saying I do believe that men view it differently until we get caught. Everybody, you know, when niggas get caught, everything is a different conversation. But the generality of them cheating comes from a different place. I think you understand what I'm saying. Now, now I'm gonna open the floor up to everybody. I want to know, what do y'all think about that particular aspect?
I don't disagree with that. Because we are two totally different creatures. I mean, that's just men. What does the book say? Men are from women are from Mars and men are from Venus or whatever, right? That book that came out so long ago. We do think and process things differently. I think one thing that some men like to think is that they don't get emotional, but they do. It may show differently, but men do get emotional. They do get their feelings hurt, they do get their hearts broken, and they may you know, display it differently, but they do get emotional and they may try to hide it. But some of the things that we do to them does affect them. They may go in the closet and hide it, they may act, you know, a certain way in front of their boys, but then they go home and cry. Like, so just, you know, just to have that out there, that yeah, we may look at it different, but don't act like me and they don't get their feelings hurt either.
Who else would like to speak on that?
I totally agree with Tay, and I feel like, and this is just my opinion, y'all can disagree if you want, but I feel like men are more emotional when it comes to cheating more than women are.
Explain.
I say that because, as Tay has stated before, you know, when a man cheats, or when they find out that their girl has cheated on them, you know, it's more of an outpouring of emotions when it comes to finding out that your girl has cheated. Whereas I have been. I'm just gonna be upfront and honest. I have been cheated on in every relationship that I've been in. Was I emotional about it? Yeah, but I wasn't, falling out and crying and doing all of that stuff. It was more of a evaluation of, was it me? What did I do to, to make him go to step out? What I have to sit there and analyze everything. Whereas if I cheated on a man, he's like, oh, my girl didn't, I'm just gonna put it out there. My bitch did this, my bitch did that. It's, to me, I think men are more emotional when it comes to cheating. That's just how I feel.
Right. I feel you on that. But I noticed that with dealing with emotions, like you say, men compartmentalize their emotions. Like women, all of our emotions seem to and it's a thing. Like women, I'm gonna use this example. Women are like spaghetti. How things crisscross. Everything has a connection somewhere or another. Where men are like waffles. They put things in compartments. Like a waffle has compartments. They put each thing, and when they go to that compartment, that's the only thing they want to deal with. They don't want to deal with anything else that was done yesterday. They want to deal with that issue that's right then in front of them, and not face everything else that might connect with it. Like, well, you cheated because of this. Whereas woman, she gonna say, well, I cheated because you did me this dirty and I did this and I want to do this and this is how I feel. Whereas man is like, well, this is the main reason why I cheated. I don't want to deal with that. We're gonna deal with this and that's it.
I like waffles.
I do too, but I just don't like them
And
when they compartmentalize.
Right. And I also feel like, and I'm not male bashing or anything. And it's just sometimes when I feel like a woman displays a reason why she has cheated. It's just like men at that point, not only do they categorize everything, it's just like they'll stick on one subject for a few minutes, and then when they're done, when they feel like they're done with that, then they go to the next one, and then when they're just like Ida said, like a waffle, you eat one section of the waffle. When that part is gone, then they move to the next part, then they talk about that. When they're done with that, then they move to the next one. So it's just never, you just cut it all up at one time. They just kind of section each piece off. That's just
I love to hear from some fellas. Well, what do y'all have to say into
I'm
that?
gonna take a ring on some of this. So the thing is, with kind of like with the whole cheating matter. So I think it kind of hurts more because the women, I think it hits y'all, or we think it hits y'all better because all the stuff y'all try to do to fix the shit, all the stuff that y'all do to try and fix it, and all the time and effort y'all put in, y'all feel like that was wasted. That's why I think y'all try and stay with us or try and fix us, as some girls might. With guys, it was like, hey, why'd you cheat? And then and I'm not gonna lie, some men are kind of ignorant to the fact that, like, it was a comedian that said, hey, if she going around laughing and joking and smiling, and you ain't been doing your shit, it ain't just because God is giving her happiness alone.
Oh, Tyler Perry. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the thing with us is it hits us at once, but it doesn't hit as hard. Like, we'll be emotional, like, and then it's the fact that somebody that it's kind of sexist the way we think sometimes. We be like, somebody else, we can get as many holes as we want to. But soon as somebody gets in our hole that's ours, we be like, oh, fuck that. You trifling dirty bitch. It be like so emotional for us, not knowing that we been around the block and 2 miles down and across the country and stuff. Because it don't matter, because we think it don't matter because we're coming back to y'all. Whereas when y'all cheat,
Y'all done.
y'all not coming back. Like, when y'all cheat, like when they said when y'all are fed up, y'all are not coming back. And then we realize, like, y'all ain't gave us so many chances that we be like, all right, we can fuck up and still come back. But once that door is fully closed, then it hits us. That's when
That part right there. You
Huh?
just hit it. You just hit
Absolutely.
it right
I
there.
don't know if they what
Absolutely.
A
Man,
woman
what is
once
this?
once a
What is
woman
the
is done. Oh, go ahead.
what is the what does the song say? When a woman's fed up,
It ain't
yeah.
nothing you can do about it.
Mhm.
Listen, and I think traditionally we have been taught as women to expect that men will cheat. There's a lot of us, a lot of us could say that our mamas, grandmamas, aunties, somebody told us, no matter how much he said he loved you, every man cheats. A lot of us have been taught that. And whether we want to believe it or not, I think there's a small part of us that in the back of our mind kind of keeps that little reminder so that when it does happen, it's like, oh yeah,
They always said it.
am I really surprised? Did this really take me? You know what I'm saying? Like you have to ask yourself that question because as females, that is something that we hear a lot.
Absolutely. And I talked about, well, I didn't, I just made a general brief statement today on Facebook talking about defaulted love. You know, as women, you know, even though a man has done this to us, it's almost like we go back into factory setting. We go to love default. You know, we're we are nurturing. We're protective. We're still protective over that person because we still love them. So it's almost like we go back to default.
let me.
It can, and as I said, you know, on my post, it could be dangerous. It could be very dangerous.
Very, because how many men, the other thing too is so many men, we've heard these horror stories, and I know it's not the normal thing, but it does happen a lot where the man finds out that his wife or his girlfriend cheated, and then she ends up dead, or he ends up kidnapped. Like they take it way to the aggressive extreme in some cases. So you have to be careful.
Absolutely.
I want to try to bring Zeke back in here. Zeke, your signal is extremely low, but I want to try to give you a chance to give your input. What do you think about this? Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
come on.
I think if a man or a woman is cheating, what the relationship is based on. And yeah, there are dudes that could just cheat at will, without scruples, without conscience. The same thing. So communication in a relationship causes cheating to happen. Period.
Well, check this next one out, y'all. This next clip is rather interesting. It's a a lady in the car, and she's sitting in the car next to her man, and she's upset because the boyfriend's got his baby mama, ex-girlfriend in the car, and he's dropping off at work. Just check this out.
This dumbass. You got me in the car looking like a fucking dummy. I'm trying to do a kind gesture. No, kind gesture my ass. I don't give a fuck if that's your baby mama. She can take the bus. Okay. I don't care if she can take the train. I don't give a fuck. Let her ass walk. She got a whole nother nigga over you over here worried about this shit. Picking this damn guy. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Why the fuck is that? Why am I even in this situation? You should have told me you was picking her ass up. No, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit though. You should care that he still be picking me up without. Look, I ain't got time for that bullshit. You can walk your ass to wherever the fuck you gotta go. Walk your ass wherever the fuck you gotta go. He ain't gotta give you a ride. I bet his ass ain't gonna give your ass another ride. Bet you the fuck he won't. Bye. Why'd you still here though? Why'd you still here? Bye. Fuck.
All right, Shantae, I want to start with you. All right, my man. First of all, let me ask this question to the entire panel, then we're going to go into y'all personal thoughts. I just want a yes or no from everybody. Just yes or no. Do you think it was wise for him to put those two women in the car together?
No.
Shantae. Okay.
No.
Either.
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
Fuck no.
No.
Okay. All right. Now I want to know why you feel that was not a wise move.
It's disrespectful to the current woman in his life, and she said you should have told me that you were picking her up, which he should have. That's not an automatic thing, right? Just because this woman is the mother of your children, there's still a difference between taking care of your kids, dropping the kids, picking the kids up, dropping the kids off, that kind of thing. And this woman is in a car with your supposedly current girlfriend. Their old girl said, you need to know about when he picks me up when you're not in the car.
Mhm.
So now I'm looking at both the females like, listen, y'all need not be fighting with each other. You need to be checking his ass because he's trying some shit. Now, if y'all gonna let him play you for a fool, then that's on you. Because now he trying it, and he trying it in the open. He has no shame about this.
No.
Like when you see your screen, just start talking.
I think was giving his baby mother a ride with his woman in the car, so he's not trying to cheat on the low. He's putting it out in the open. Look, this is my baby mama. You're my woman. That woman should just be sure about it. Look, if she knows that she got a good man, and she's just giving the baby mama, which is an ex, for a reason, a ride, she should be mature about it. That's immature.
I can see the shit popping now. I see the heads moving now. Come on, talk to me.
No, that ain't being immature. The whole fact. I'm out. I'm on the screen.
Hey, if you want to not on the screen, if you're not on the screen, you got to stop talking.
No, he's being.
Bro, all right. You got, if you're not on the screen, you got to stop talking. If you're not on the screen, you got to stop talking. All right, go ahead, baby.
No, the whole fact of the matter of it is the issue of it is because she see the whole thing about a matter. If you got to have respect, she should have had, the baby mama should have had respect for the current girlfriend, and the boyfriend should have respect and say, hey, babe, do you have a problem or issue if I pick up my baby mama? If it don't have nothing to do with the child, granted, I know you're supposed to have a communicable thing and you co-parenting. If that child is not involved in that situation, that should not even be a situation where you can be cordial. But when you know your baby mama is not a cordial person, hell to no, that's a disrespect to me. If you know she's not cordial, I can be cordial with you. But if you know she's trying to throw stuff in your face like that, well, what if he when he picked me up when you not here? See, that's a disrespect right there. Because she knew what she was doing. So that's the thing of the fact of the matter. He didn't respect her or their relationship enough to say, hey, I wanted to let you know, I want to run this by you. Is it all right if I pick up my baby mama? If the baby is not involved, no. Only if that child is involved. If it's something that you have to pick up the child, then yes. If not, if y'all not in a relationship, I'm sorry. She needs to figure it out. She needs to ride the bus. She needs to do something else. Because it ain't like I'm gonna pick up my baby dad or something like that and say, oh, he need to ride to work. I'm sorry. I got a new man. You need to figure out how to get there. Just like if we weren't together, how would you do it if we weren't together?
See, like this is what I think, and I'm gonna move on to I'm gonna go to Lycan. I'm gonna bring Big Lycan in here, Jerome, and then I'm gonna go to Nathan. But see, this is what I think. I don't think that it was an issue if he would. Well, let me break this down. I don't think it would have been wrong if he would have addressed both of them before putting them into the car and putting them into that setting. You understand what I'm saying? Because there are plenty of women that have a man that has another baby mama and they coexist. You understand? And they know how to get along with each other. But when you just put them into a situation and you say, get in the car, and I'm just thinking about it from the female's aspect. All right, did she get picked up when the chick was in the car already, or was she riding around and this nigga just pulled up on his baby mama and she just got in the fucking car? So like that's a to me that's where he dropped the ball. Come on, talk to me, Big Light.
I feel like this. Once you know, even the most ignorant dude know how your baby mama and your woman temperament is. Just off top. Let's just put that shit out there. And I don't know, like we don't know because we've been around bitter baby mamas and bitter baby fathers. Sometimes these motherfuckers lie just off back. That's kind of like when she was like, well, what happened when you need to tell her what happened when she not in the cops. Bitch, don't nothing happen. You stop fucking lying on me real quick or I uppercut the shit out you. But the whole respect thing it could have been, like you said, it could have been alleviated if you would have just been like, hey, do you mind if we, and like, man, because I'm a friendly guy. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And that job might help take care of the baby. So, hey, it's a coin flip, but the flip shouldn't have happened if your girl would have been like, nah, hey, can't do it. You ain't finna fuck up my home. And you just need a ride, nigga. I'm pretty sure you got plenty of niggas want to give you a ride. And let's not play like girls ain't got a whole roster outside of the main dude they talking to. Just doing a little bait. Niggas do too. Let's not front. Niggas do too. But let's not figure like she knew what she was doing when she asked for that ride from him. Like, baby mamas be conniving. I don't know where they be getting this extra energy to be conniving like that, but it be funny as fuck. Like you never in your life learns how to swim, but you trying to go to the ocean, bitch. You trying to swim. Now I gotta save you. Nah, bitch, you finna drown. You know I take your black ass out there.
So I'm gonna play. No, I'm not gonna play devil's advocate. So if you know your baby mama and your current situation, you know they both get heated. You know they both pop off at any point in time. Why would you put them two together? That's dumb on his part. He wanted that to happen. And again, and I'm gonna keep saying this and probably until the day I die, which is I pray is 70, 80 years from today. The fact that we continue to put everything on social media, it bothers the hell out of me. Why do you feel the need that you need to put it on social media? Thirdly, he should have had a conversation with the girlfriend, had one conversation with the girlfriend and had another conversation with the baby mama. Hey, my children's mother needs a ride to work. Do you mind if I give her a ride? This is so she can feed the children, and I'm pretty sure.
So she ain't over here in our pockets bugging the fuck out of us and hitting us up every fucking week. Let this bitch go to work.
She's trying to make money to support the household. Do you mind if I give her a ride to work? If she says no, then you would just have to go to her and be like, hey, my girlfriend doesn't appreciate or blah 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 blah. That's how I see it.
Well, I'm just gonna break it down like this.
He didn't end up like old boy and It's a Thin Line with his ass bent with them
that
two
part
in the car.
Hey.
All right, y'all. I need my congregation to go with me on this one. I know everybody on the line don't know what I'm about to do, but I know at least 2 motherfuckers on this phone gonna know how to respond when I say this. I heard the Lord, he heard my cry.
I take time I take the Lord.
This is the part when you get to church and you don't know what the fuck they saying. Come and everybody come back. Now, listen. Y'all wondering why I'm taking y'all to church right now.
Oh God.
This next clip blew the fuck out me, and it came from a pastor. And the pastor was stood up in front of the church, and he was upset about a few things. So I'm gonna let y'all hear about the few things that he was upset about, and then we're just gonna talk about it after we watch what the pastor had such a problem about that he decided that in the middle of his sermon, he was gonna jump in and say this to motherfuckers about his anniversary and what the fuck they ain't did for him for his anniversary.
Oh, see, that's how I know you still poor, broke, busted, and disgusted because of how you've been honoring me. I'm not worth your McDonald's money. I'm not worth your Red Lobster money. I ain't worth your St. John knit. Y'all can't afford it no how. I ain't worth y'all Louis Vuitton. I ain't worth your Prada. I'm not worth your Gucci. Mother, I'm saying this, and I promise you, Deacon Ian, it's not with respect of want. I'm saying it because I want you to understand just what God is saying. I even found out that Movado, you can buy a Movado watch in Sam's. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And y'all know I asked for one last year. Here it is the whole way in August. I still ain't got it. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Let me kick down the door and talk to my cheap sons and daughters.
Can I go first? Lord help me. Okay. First of all, I'm scripturally or morally, I'm not required to pay you anything. Okay. I'm not required. To give an offering, yes, and that's optional. I don't have to give to you. Get a job. Pay for your own St. John. Matter of fact, I think JCPenney got a sale on St. John, and it's not expensive at all. You get that at JCPenney. Don't play with me. You are not worth the Michael Kors in my closet. You are not worth the Christian Louboutins I got in my closet. You are not worth the Giuseppe's I got in my closet, nor are you worth the Coach bags I got in my closet. You ain't worth not even cold McDonald's French fries. What gives you the right to call me broke and disgusted? Like, who are you? Who?
See, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. And I want to be very clear on this. Because has Russell ever personally given money to a bishop, a pastor, or anything? Yes, I have. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But these were men that I felt were honorable men. This was not niggas. It was when their anniversary rolled around. You was like, I want to see him. He needs some new shoes. Let me go ahead and hook him up. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna even give him no money for the new shoes. I'm gonna get him some. I come from that church where they would get you the suit and get you the shit. Mm-hmm. But I'm not used to hearing no motherfucker tell me what the fuck I'm supposed to do with my hard-earned money. Let me tell you something, man. This bottle right here is about a $40 bottle, and I got me some beer on the side. I'm having a shot right now every fucking show. Y'all know I love to indulge in the finer things. You understand? And you know it's already rolled up. Quit playing with me. But you already know. I don't expect nothing from nobody except for you to do what the fuck you say you're gonna do. Am I lying? Can I get amen from my congregation? I just want y'all to do what the fuck what y'all signed up for and to be on time and to let me know when y'all not gonna be here so we can roll. I'm not expecting y'all to go get me a pair of fresh draws. I'm not expecting y'all. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not sitting up here like, you know what, I need a manscape. And you motherfuckers ain't paid for my manscape to this week. What the fuck is wrong with religion when we get to the point where niggas is going to a church? And the craziest part about it, and I'm going to play this clip just for a quick second. I want y'all to pay attention to the chick that was in the background talking about some, all right, wait, listen to this bitch.
See, that's how I know you still poor, broke, busted, and disgusted because of how you've been honoring me. I'm not worth your McDonald's money.
No, you're not worth my McDonald's. You're not worth a Big Mac just because you asked, just because you said that.
And I bet she the main one not giving. She is the main one not giving.
The one that's going, amen, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Shit. Man, what happened? You know what?
That's the one he talking to.
You know what? Some of y'all niggas, y'all be sitting there listening to preachers and shit preach every Sunday. But and y'all sit there and wait. Y'all be sitting up there talking about when he gonna stop preaching and shit. because you know he ain't talking about shit. You know what you need to do? You need to get the fuck up and walk out of that building and go find a place that they actually gonna tell your ass something that's worth for you getting the fuck up on Sunday mornings, getting dressed up, and being beautiful as you like to walk out the door to be, and go hear something that's gonna actually make your life a little bit better than instead of going to hear a nigga gonna tell you you ain't bought him no motherfucking McDonald's. Nigga, if you would have stopped your fucking sermon to go to that, I would have immediately. And I don't believe in disrespecting the house of the Lord. But I would have immediately got up, and whoever was with me, I would have looked at them and said, man, what the fuck? Let's get the fuck up out of here. This ain't the spirit. You feel what I'm saying? Because if he's out of pocket and he's not in the spirit, why should I be? And this is his house. He's running the house. Boy.
Well.
Come on, talk to me, Tay. I see your hand up in the air. Iba Bashando Bebosi.
I was gonna speak, but go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Ida.
No, go Tay. I got you up on the screen. Who else? Who I pull up on the screen? Let's go.
See, this is the hard conversation.
Come on, Dr. Ruth.
That someone needs to pull his 80s coming to America looking behind to the side and have. See, you're the shepherd. If your flock is not prospering, you understand that they busted and disgusted under your lead.
Your watch.
Come on.
What you say? The
Speak
blind leading the blind.
You.
What's the common denominator?
I trusted you to teach me, and I trusted you to guide me, and I trusted you to show me a spiritual path where I can be on this earth and prosper, as it says in the word. But if I'm not prospering and I can't afford to give you my McDonald's money, who is looking sideways at who? With your Jerry curl looking ass. Listen, y'all gonna stop being up in these buildings with folks who speak but ain't saying nothing.
Come on. I saw it in your face. I meant that. I felt that. Look, check this out, though. This is the craziest part. He said, y'all couldn't even buy me a $50 Movado. Nigga, you couldn't buy yourself a $50 Movado?
You got a Sam's card, so apparently you didn't pick it up. Use your Sam's card.
If you hear what he said, he said y'all can't even buy. He said y'all can't even buy me a $50 Movado, and I asked for one last year. And here it is a whole year later, and I ain't got it. Well, motherfucker, if you ain't saved you up $5 a week in 12 motherfucking months to go buy you a fucking Movado, nigga, you don't need it. That's my personal thought. Your ass don't need it. And your congregation is looking at your punk ass saying, you know what? You don't need it. Because guess what? You need to. I'm going to tell you something. If you quit putting so much motherfucking money into that perm that you putting into your head every week, you'd have enough for a Movado.
Russ, it's a texturizer.
I'm trying to tell you, come on. I want the heathen to come on and talk to me now. I know I got the soul certified heathen gonna talk to me now.
Wait, hold on. Let me get my spirit. Hold on.
Come on, get your spirit right. Come on, shine double see. Oh, I see the spirit on you.
Now, if you, as a shepherd, have to ask me for my hard-earned money that you think you deserve, the nigga, you ain't shit. If I gotta give you my McDonald's money for you to get the proper lineup for you to be fucking that bitch in the background that is leading your flock, nigga, you ain't worth it. If you can get this motherfucking pool water warm with your blessing that you trying to dip me in, the nigga, you ain't worth it. I swear to God. If I come here one more Sunday and you got the same pita bread that them Greeks be throwing out the back every time they don't sell a gyro, Jesus gonna bless my hands and I'm gonna bless your face. Fuck you, and fuck you. I'm going.
Fuck you. Now we can raise offering in this bitch. Now it's time to raise offering. This is a good time to raise offering in this motherfucker. All right.
I can't with you.
All right, come on, Ida. Talk to me.
I can't with that. I can't with that heathen. That dude is off the chain. But like you said, I'm going with my sister right now. If you seeing that your people ain't prospering, you might need to take a mirror and say, is it me that's got the problem? Is it me?
Is it me
Is it
you're
you?
looking
Or
for?
is it me? It's you. It's not. It ain't me that you're looking for. I got to look for myself. But I'm finna go and I'm finna use an example, a prime example. I can speak because I'm within the church and I deal with finance. I know some folks that only come for a pastor's anniversary because they want that offering. They ain't trying to give. And you get, like we said, when we have people to come for speak for our pastor, we give a love offering. And it's sad that the love offering that we give to you is more than what you put in the basket. So when my pastor realized that, he said, we got our own homegrown that could actually use the money that we give to them that are coming out thinking they doing us a favor. How about we close the doors and keep it within house? Like you say, charity starts at home and spreads abroad. So he said, we're going to keep it within his house. And I can say this, and I can speak for my pastor, and I can speak on the things that I know. That joker that said that money about that McDonald's money, you ain't giving your McDonald's money. My pastor say, keep y'all Bojangles money. I'm going to go buy Bojangles myself, and I'm going to take care of the whole church. Now, when you can't do that yourself, you need to check yourself. Because my pastor had a job, and he worked that job for the city for over 45 plus years, retired, and all the vehicles that he has, the church didn't pay for it. Because I can vouch, we only gave him $75 a week because we were a little church. But now that we are who we are, we paid off a church in 20 years that most folks can't take and had a building fund, and you still having a building fund to pay off a church that's she
always go somewhere. She can always go deep.
No, wait a minute. That's been in service for over 100 years and you still ain't paid off the mortgage. You need to check yourself and check your finances. When you can pay off a mortgage in 20 years, that means that you're doing what you're supposed to do and what God told you to do. So when you can't do that, yeah, you might want to go look and see who's dipping in the pot and who taking and pocketing. You better watch them deacons and the ones that you think gonna have your back. Say, Pastor, we got your back. You ain't got my back. You taking from my back.
Well, we're gonna try this nigga one more again, y'all. We're gonna try him again. Let's see what's going on.
Come on, Zeke. Did you mute yourself, Zeke? Come on, boo.
Oh my fucking God.
Come on, Zeke.
Lord, I heard the Lord. He heard my cry.
It was working. Come on, Zeke.
But I do want to say this. I do want to say this on a serious tip. This further lets you know that he went, but he wasn't sent.
Someone called, someone went.
Say it again.
He got up and
Say
went.
It again.
Well,
I believe we call that a wood. She just dropped a wood. A wood. She just dropped the wood.
Yes.
Y'all ain't from the church like I'm from the church. She just dropped the wood.
A wood.
Now,
yes, a wood.
Now,
yeah, the holy wood.
Now this next clip, y'all. This one sort of threw me back. Y'all say I'm had to go grab my handkerchief for this what we got in church and shit because we be sweating in there. All right. We got a Mexican fella that's telling white men to step their game up so that the Mexicans women can stop fucking with black people. Y'all heard what I said. I can't break it down no more. Here we go.
Well, here we go again with that bullshit. You know, I don't know, the past year, 2 years, 3 years, every video you see is of people talking bad about America, the white guys in general, you know, are made fun of, looked down on. All you see is videos of, you know, white boys being punked. You know, your women are being stole from you every single day. You know what I mean? I mean, look around. You know what's going on. You know, you just choose not to say nothing. You choose not to do nothing about it. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's getting out of line. I feel like there's a lot of motherfuckers that want to say something, but they really ain't got the heart and they really ain't got the balls to say nothing about it. But you're being put down for being American. You're being put down for being a white man. And you just sit there. And you keep taking it and taking it and taking it. And I know there's a lot of you motherfuckers out there, okay? In Texas, Montana, Idaho. I mean, when the fuck are you gonna do something? And I ain't prejudiced by no means. But if I've seen any race being kicked in the dirt and treated like they ain't shit, it's been the white man. And you can agree with me or not, but I think there's a lot of motherfuckers with a little bit of balls that will agree with me. Between this abortion shit, all of a sudden the white man is a piece of shit and ain't worth a damn. Y'all really need to think about it. I ain't just talking nonsense. You know, deep down in your heart, you know what time it is. You've been cut in line. You've been called a cracker. Come on, man. Just hold it down. Stand your ground. That's all.
Now, this is my question. When did a motherfucker start not standing up talking to their own people, but gonna tell another motherfucking race of people to get their shit together to fuck with another race of motherfuckers, you know, so that another race of motherfuckers, the black niggas, can't fuck with your people? I hate to break this down, but in every race, there is gonna be somebody that gets out of the fucking line. They're gonna do something different. They're gonna fuck with something else. In every fucking racial apathy that you can think of, it's going to happen. You feel what I'm saying? But my thing is, and my question would be, who didn't hurt your booty hole so bad that you feel that you need to give a public service announcement? Because he didn't seem like a nigga that got no woman. I'm trying to tell you, niggas that get a woman or have the capability of pulling a woman, they got a different type of swagger to themselves. Even if they saying stupid shit, they got a particular type of swagger to themselves. He had none of that. He had pathetic. I don't know why I'm so pathetic. I don't know why. I don't know why my penis doesn't work. I don't know why that I can't keep this bitch at home. Nigga, that's why, because you're a pathetic ass nigga. You talking pathetic. If you talk pathetic like that, I can only imagine that the sex, even if you got a big dick, you talking to that bitch, instead of saying shit like, you bitch, you like that shit? You saying shit like, what is wrong with the fucking refrigerator? Like, bitch, no. You should be in another box. You shouldn't be in that box, nigga. You should be paying attention to the, come on, wait a minute. Y'all talk to me about this silly ass nigga. I want to go to my nigga. Come on, Big G, talk to me. What is wrong with this nigga, G?
I don't know. At one point, I feel like black dude probably stole his girl.
Yep.
He probably thought that the white dude would have. I'd stem a white dude. I mean, a black dude stole his girl. Maybe he's attracted to white men and he just wants to be their friend just for, just a few moments in life. This shit is stupid. Like, but what's funny is, and this is the most, and I've grown up around most Hispanics and stuff. They are the most protective about their women. They don't care what race it is. They don't want nobody to do it. I'm over here trying to figure out what the hell made him think that he was gonna come over here and then tell a whole race, like you said, to step their game up. Like, what are you scared of that you had to go to the people who take people to tell them to take your women? This is making no sense to me at all. Like,
It's
I think he's just looking for publicity. He just looking for attention at this point.
That's reverse slavery, nigga. This nigga wanna this nigga reversing his slavery.
He's pressed and depressed and oppressed in any type of press you can think of. A press sandwich, panini. I mean, he all of that. Okay, press your clothes. He's all of that. Like, I couldn't even focus on what he was saying because the dude with the popcorn, like, then he just kept missing his mouth on purpose. I can't.
Yeah.
I just cannot. If he stole your girl, then she apparently didn't want to be with you, big dog. I hate to break that down to you, but clearly she didn't want to be with you. Maybe she like her meat cooked. I mean, she likes her hot dog with a little burn on it. I mean, I'm just saying.
So she just
I
don't want
mean,
no
I
love.
do. I like my hot dogs with a little burn. I like beef hot dogs. I don't like the other stuff. I like beef dogs.
Oh Lord God.
Like
Okay,
burn
let me
on
move on to the next nigga because this nigga done jumped on to what the fuck she got her dietary issues. Come on.
Well, I'm with everybody else. I'm like, did somebody steal his girl? A black man steal his girl? A black man must have wore it out that he can't fit no more. So that's what I got a feeling of. Some black man then stole his woman, and he's a little hurt. His feelings is a little hurt. Woo-woo. Yeah, Jay, I'm
Y'all
with
about to
you, boo.
pray.
Got it. Yep. Zeke. Zeke, where you at?
All right, Zeke. Look, Zeke, I done tried with you tonight, bro. But every time we bring you up, your shit ain't working, bro.
Did you unmuting your thing?
Okay, yeah, his line is jacked up, y'all. I can't do it. I can't do it tonight. Y'all pray for me. I'm trying to be good, but I can't do it tonight. I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, y'all. This next one is sort of funny, man. This one is the funny clip of the night.
Ladies, if you want to fuck with me and you got kids, I need to do a mandatory meet and greet with your baby daddy. That's right, a mandatory meet and greet with your baby daddy. I don't want to hear we co-parenting. I don't want to hear we cool. I don't want to hear he like my best. I don't want to hear none of that shit. If the nigga's in jail, we can go visit them together. But a meet and greet has to be fucking done. Y'all be having us in all type of fucked up situations. Just because you broke up with him do not mean that nigga done broke up with you. Real talk. Then invited me over here to this house. And I'm going to tell you something, fellas. Remember this. If a woman got kids, she invite you over to that house, and you ask her, man, ain't no nigga, your baby daddy going to be popping up. And she say this shit right here to you. If she say, my baby daddy ain't running shit over here, nigga, don't go. Because 9 times out of 10, that nigga is running shit over there. This nigga just came up in here and whooped my ass. Do you understand me? Whooped my ass. The whole time I'm looking up at her like, I thought you said he ain't running shit. Y'all, this nigga yelled out every motherfucking bill that he paying this bitch. And I think he yelled out all of them. Now I'm out here in the car, asshole naked. Can't go home. I left my clothes up in there. Can't go home because she done told me she ain't fucking with him and he ain't running shit over there and he do. Hold on, y'all. He right here. Hey, my man.
Oh, you still here,
Hey,
huh?
I don't want no problem. Did you see some drawers in there on the floor, bro? I'm just trying to get my draw.
Man, get the fuck on, man.
Okay, don't even worry about it. I'm going to go home like this. It's cool. Don't even worry about it. See, this is what I'm talking about. Let us know.
I'm sorry. That's what my perception is. I ain't going to your crib until I really know your ass. I got to really, really fucking know your ass, because if I pop up and any motherfucking surprises pop up with me, I'm going to surprise everybody. It's going to be such a surprise. It's going to be like, where's the cake? Where is the motherfucker bringing out the cake? It's going to be a surprise for everybody. Come on, talk to me, lady, with the drink and swallowing stuff all in her mouth and putting it all in her face like that. Come on, talk to me.
Ooh, yoy.
Yeah.
Jerome, don't do that. Don't do
You
that.
know it's the truth, Rome. You know it's the truth. She was
Okay.
sipping that motherfucker.
We're not gonna do that today.
Her lips
Let's
all.
do
Her lips is all fresh today. Look at them motherfuckers is
Man.
popping. Them motherfuckers.
Don't
I
do
thought
that.
that was
You
the
saw the way
juice,
you
but
just smacked them?
that's just the freshness of the poppiness on the lips. Come on, talk to me.
But you got the sundress on, don't you?
Anyway, I hate both y'all.
Yeah.
I like how old boy said meet and greet. He said we could go to the jail together. We gonna schedule a little meet and greet. That's my listen. And I don't know if that was a real thing or a skit. I don't know. But either way, the point is valid. Stop putting people in situations that they're not prepared for. It's not funny. It can be very dangerous. You know, you set somebody up, and like he said, you may have broke up with him, but he may not have broke up with you. And if he is financially contributing to your household,
taking care of your ass, fuck that, taking care.
From a male perspective, he has a say. He has input. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's just tacky. That's tacky. Right. It's petty. And see, then now if this dude popped off and shot that man or whatever, mortally wounded him, and what you gonna say to his family? Ain't nothing you can say because you was being dumb as hell.
Can I give a piece of advice? If a man pays for where you live, right? While you out in the street, that pussy is yours. You got free ownership of that pussy. But the second you turn that key and walk into that house where he's paying for shit, the moments that you are in that vicinity, that's his pussy. He's paying for everything in that motherfucker. And if you don't believe me, you know, try to really do some stupid shit and find out. Try to bring a nigga over there and find out if this nigga is just cool with paying the bills. Just find out. Like I guarantee. Now trust me, there are some lame ass niggas that you can pull some shit with, but the majority of niggas, if I'm paying your rent and you ain't got to pay a goddamn thing, and I roll up in that motherfucker and see any pair of drawers that don't fit me and that I have never seen before and never put on my body. Huh. We ain't together, but we together. I'm just trying to let you know, we ain't together, but we together. As long as I'm paying this shit, we together. And guess what? Along with that comes little shit like when I come through and I want some pussy, I expect it to be on the platter. I ain't gonna stick around and talk to you all that, but I expect if I'm paying your way, I just ain't got that free of a spirit though. I'm shit. I'll be the type of motherfucker that you motherfucker go out to eat with me. If I ain't rocking with your shit, you order some extra cheese on your burger, I'm gonna be like, bitch, you ain't got no pasteurized, squeeze some shit out your nipple. I'm just sorry. Come on, talk to me. Come on, talk to me. Come on, talk to me, man.
I mean, I got a couple bills he could pay here at the crib. Like, I got a couple of them he could pay. I'm just saying.
Do you think it's wise to bring a nigga into your crib and another nigga's paying the bills? Do you think that's wise?
It's not wise. I would just have to say, hey baby, can we just go to your house and my baby daddy is paying the bills over here and he just go pop up and he's crazy. Exactly. He's a little crazy. So we either just gonna have to get a room somewhere, go to the park, or we gonna have to go somewhere because this nigga will pop up. Like, come on now, use common sense. Well, common sense is not common too much, but you use better judgment. You just use better judgment.
What she just said is give a coochie disclaimer. Put a coochie disclaimer in there. I live with this crazy ass nigga. This nigga takes over every fucking thing. You don't want to be in this motherfucker. Yeah, let's go to your crib. Yeah. I agree with that. Put that coochie disclaimer out there. What do you think about that?
I think the same. Shit, I think the same thing. Especially if you don't know how to fight. If you ain't about the life that's disclaimed with her baby daddy, don't even do the shit. Just have a friendly. Just make your friends with benefits. If you're not ready to take his name off stuff and put your name on stuff, man, just let it go. Because I'm not gonna lie. If any girl be like, hey, I'm like, so where your baby daddy at? Oh, he in jail. When he get out? I don't know. Oh, okay. So you finna come over my crib for the rest of your life. We not finna do that, especially these baby daddies that's out here. These new age baby, well, no, it's old and new age baby daddy. They be like, fam, I ain't afraid to go back to jail. Them the niggas you really should be scared of. Nigga, I'll meet you and the first thing you said is you ain't scared to go to jail. I gotta put you in the ground. Because I bet you.
I'm gonna let this bitch go. I'm just gonna turn around and pivot and go the other way.
Either you finna meet Jesus or I'm not finna fuck with her no more. I promise you, finna learn. If he that dangerous, you finna learn Morse code, and that's how we finna communicate. I'm finna get a beeper. You finna beat me. I'm finna be Kim Possible in this bitch. I'm telling you, you is not finna do that because I was in the situation that not me. One of my partners was in this situation when me and him went over this girl house, and the girl had a baby daddy, and I asked. He didn't care. I was like, "Where's your baby daddy at? Do he just pop up?" No. I hate when females. I swear to God, I hate when females or niggas be like, and you ask about that baby daddy. No, they cool. They just be tripping a little bit. No. You took you said crazy and out of control wrong. That was you did. I'm out this bitch. I swear to God, as soon as I tried to turn around and leave, it's about 5 motherfuckers outside, including this nigga. I look smooth at them like, fam, I ain't got nothing to do with this. I ain't got shit to do with this shit.
Damn, bro.
All
Never
him.
fuck that. That ain't never
As
been no
soon as
parts of my pussy.
listen, as soon as I was like, fam, listen, y'all can let us go, or some of y'all not going home. Point blank, period. And I promise y'all draw not quicker than mine. So hey, see, it's like, man, you ain't got nothing. I pulled it out, fam. All y'all. It's 5 of y'all, and I got 16 friends.
Hey, let me ask
Somebody
you a
get
question,
mad.
Jerome. Let me ask you a question. Is it just me? Because I'm asking this to another male. Is it me, or the older that I get, and the older that we get, the less confrontation we want to go through any fucking thing when it comes to a fucking woman? Is that true,
Man,
or
be honest with you, even when I was young, I didn't want confrontation. I was not a confrontational person. But it just seemed like the less confrontation you want, the more it was just attracted to you. That's why I learned how to fight. But then you learn that fighting is a lost art. No, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Losing is a lost art. Because soon as somebody lose, somebody gotta go get a gun or get their friend or get a whole neighborhood or some shit like that. Like, damn, this is between me and you. I could have whooped your ass. We could have hugged it out. I'm that type of person. I will fuck you up, or you can fuck me up. Either way, we done soon as the fight is done. Fam, all right, good game. I'm gone. I'm not gonna do that shit. You got people now that can't even lose a basketball game or some dice without trying to shoot people now. Nigga, I didn't even want to play craps at first. You made me. You the one who wanted to double up. I just wanted to go home. But yeah, but bottom line is if you got anybody that you think is too fried short of filling your baby's cheeks up, just let it go. Let it go.
Well, I'm with you. I'm like, so Tay, to answer your question, he does comedy, Mojo, because he a change. But I'm with you on that whole thing about baby daddy and your baby mama. Like you say, yeah, because you got some guys who baby mama will just pop up to. It ain't just the baby mamas, the baby daddies that pop up at the house. Is the baby mamas that pop up at the baby daddy house out of nowhere talking about some you need your children da da da. You be like, I thought y'all weren't an item. Like, why she just pop up like this? Like
That part.
I need you call and announce yourself. Like, yeah, I'm gonna need, but then you got to be careful too, because sometimes you don't know who got you on. Look 360 to locate your behind. They can set you up real quick. Cause next thing you know, you look up, you at your own house, and she done popped up, or he done popped up. Yeah, you got to be careful with your phone too. Don't just put your phone down, because anybody can put a locate 360 on you and be done popped up at the crib where you at, and you be like, what? I didn't know where I live. I don't know you like it.
Hey, stupid people, turn off your location.
Hello. Thank you. But people don't think about that. But like you say, you got to be careful, because like Rome say, people just jump up. People don't know how to just walk away from situations no more. Like you say, we broke up, but you not broke up with me. And I'm like, yeah, you a little psycho. So that's why you sometimes got to do a background check and a family history check on somebody that you're going to date. Because you just don't know how much a psycho you dealing with. They got mental issues.
Well,
Yes,
Well, the reason that we watched, the conversation about the nigga that got into a conversation with got into a relationship with a woman that had another crazy nigga that was paying the rent. Now, one of y'all just got through saying something about what if a nigga was in jail and coming. Now, I'm trying to tell you, the Lord been working with me with this show in such a crazy way because the clips that I be having, y'all have no idea how y'all set them up. Y'all really do. Y'all like really just lead right into the next clip. This nigga in jail. I'm just gonna set this. He's in jail, and he's telling his woman, "Fuck it. You got to be fucking somebody else." But I want y'all to listen to how he wavers in and out of the conversation because he's gonna be like, at one point, like it's gonna sound to me like he's begging her ass to get her shit together. Then the other half, he like threaten her, and then the other half, he like it's over with. Just watch this shit, y'all. I swear to God.
Hey, I guess you don't want my love, so I gotta move on to shit. You feel me?
Hold on. I'm sorry.
I feel
y'all.
like you got somebody else, you cheating on me and shit like that, but it's cool though, you feel me? I'm gonna let you do you feel me? Every time I look up, you always getting your hair did every fucking day. Like, sit down somewhere, take your ass, go to sleep or something. But you want to put on clothes every day and shit? Like, I'm depressed. I want you to be depressed with me, you feel me? I don't get that shit, man. If I'm miserable, you supposed to be miserable, baby. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want my love, I guess I'm gonna move on. And like I said, this shit goddamn crazy how you doing, man, shit. I told you send me a goddamn another letter. You talking about something. If I send you another letter, I'm gonna be going off on your shit, man. Why you can't send me no letter, a good positive letter, positive energy and shit? Why you gotta be so negative and shit, you feel me? Like, man, you need to chill out, man. I don't know what the fuck you on. You need to stop drinking that liquor, smoking that dope you on. I don't know what the fuck it is, baby, you feel me? But you got me fucked all the way up and shit, bro. For real. You know, I don't even play that shit. Shit, goddamn. Your sex ass, goddamn, steady putting on, goddamn, getting your hair did and shit, man. Like, I don't know. I think you got somebody new. You trying to look good around all the time and shit, man. But fuck that nigga and shit, man. That nigga ain't have no motherfucking emotion out there. I got the real emotion. I'm gonna stay having emotion. You feel me?
All right, listen to me, y'all. The only question I got to that whole fucking thing is, what motion you got in jail for this bitch? What motion are you talking about, bro? Like, you can't do shit in jail for this bitch. Nothing at all. You talking about some, out here getting your hair did every day. So you want a bummy ass bitch, and then he said, I want you to be miserable. Just like, let me tell y'all something. Y'all better start listening to motherfuckers y'all be around. Because they will honestly tell you what the fuck that they are on. And you be thinking that it's cool and it's a joke. That nigga was serious. He said, I'm in jail. I won't shoot. Why the fuck is you around here being happy? You should be just as miserable as I am. So whatever the fuck I did to catch this case, you should be fucking. You should have just told them to lock you up with me when they said, nigga, we're gonna put them in time. You should have said, wait a minute, that's my nigga. I'm going with him. I'm cool with this nigga right here. Come on, talk to me, Nada. Talk to me. Come on. Put Jesus in this now. Come on, let Jesus make some sense.
Nah, big dog, you did that shit by yourself. I see when you get out, but nah, like this ain't no. We didn't do this thing. We did not commit no crime together, and we're not going to jail together. This is not Bonnie and Clyde situation. No. Everybody can't be.
How much fear did he feel that he was getting across that glass?
No.
How much fear did he really feel like was coming through that glass? First of all,
Let's
get something straight. You live in an area with nothing but niggas all damn day, and a woman does come to see you, and you want to bitch about what the how happy she is when she's not coming to visit you and get patted down and all this shit just to say, hey, baby, I'm still rocking with you. As fucked up as it is, I'm still fucking with you. You just want to say, fuck it, bitch. How dare you go get your motherfucking hair and nails did and walk out in these goddamn streets and I'm in here. You should be just as miserable as me.
And he said she was sexy as hell too.
He did. He watched all that shit.
Hey, you're the only one doing security too?
Mm-hmm.
Let me explain something to you. Gas is $25 a gallon. Every jail or prison you know ain't close to nobody's neighborhood. She done drove herself to come see you. She'd have had to leave all her shit in the car. She went to the metal detector. She had to make sure she was on the list to come see you that day. And you want her to be as miserable and depressed as you are. Let me explain something to you. We didn't ride together. We ain't gonna die together. We are not bad boys for life. You better sit your ass in that jail and think about what you did. I'm gonna keep getting my hair did. I'm gonna keep getting my nails did. Now, whether I got somebody or not, you gonna have to figure that out once you get your ass out of here, whatever that is. But I'd be damned if you gonna come complain. I just spend my gas coming up to see you, and you gonna complain to me. This will be the last visit, baby. The last one.
And then no, this is the thing. If she come up there looking bummy as hell, he gonna be like, "Why you ain't get your shit did, and why you ain't make up your mind? Do you want me to look gorgeous and presentable, or do you want me to look broke down as hell?" Because
now time out though, we don't know if she was looking, bummy, and when she came to see his ass, and he saw some pictures online, and she was looking good going out to the street. That he might got an argument there. We don't know about that one.
I know, but I'm just throwing it out there.
Come out and play.
I got you, like you say, but we don't know if she was looking good that day or not, and looking bummy. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be cute regardless. Whether I'm having a good day or bad day, I'm gonna be cute because I want to uplift myself. But I'm not gonna be miserable as hell because I'm not in here. Somebody got to tell me when to wake up, when to go to sleep, when to wash my ass, or when I can go out and play. And I ain't got to protect my booty at all times. So I'm gonna go do me while you do you, boo. I'll come and visit you, but if you come at me like that again, I won't be wasting my gas. I won't be getting patted down, and I won't be leaving my shit in the car. Somebody else gonna be walking me to the car doing something else. Hello, goodbye.
Well, Zeke, can I want to just find out, can you even be heard, nigga? Because you keep coming back, but we ain't heard shit that you said all goddamn night, the whole fucking hour. We just watching you lip sync.
We heard him a little bit.
Yeah.
That man is spurt.
Can you hear him now? Can you hear me now?
Stop it, Russell.
Well, you know it's a delay. Give him a minute.
I gave him okay, hallelujah. We're gonna move on to the next clip. Here we go.
And we begin tonight with a story that you'll only see here on Fox. An employee with Child Protective Services is caught on camera telling a 14-year-old girl in foster care to become a prostitute.
That's right, and this girl is one of hundreds of kids in CPS custody living in hotels all over the state. Fox 26's Randy Wallace live from Southwest Houston here with this story. Randy, the exclusive.
Yeah, Jonathan. Now, earlier this year, a federal judge scorned Child Protective Services for making kids available for prostitution in the CPS system. Now we have a case where an employee with that state agency is actually encouraging prostitution of a 14-year-old child.
Don't be a hoe, be a real hoe. Wouldn't they remove a child from a parent that told their child to be a prostitute? They should. And they would.
Alicia Basley has 9 kids. She turned to Child Protective Services to help her with her 14-year-old daughter, who she says was running away and causing trouble at school.
My daughter told me that the worker had been telling her that she should do these things. So she said she decided to video her.
CPS is housing the girl at a hotel. She's one of dozens in Harris County. In the video, she tells the CPS employee she wants food. The CPS worker tells her to be a prostitute.
I mean, she was basically encouraging a 14-year-old girl to become a prostitute.
And giving her an incentive to do so, and almost a threat of not having her needs being met if she didn't do what this woman very explicitly told.
Okay. We have a girl that has issues, because we can't just say that the mother is fucked up because the child was in CPS. They said that the kid was having issues. She put the child in CPS. But the CPS worker is telling her to sell pussy. Now, I'm not the brightest motherfucker in the world.
You sure ain't.
I know. But with this situation, it comes into play that this
All right, ma'am. You have a nice day.
this CPS worker has been fucking with pimps and shit. This CPS worker might be a fucking whore herself. Because see, some people think that whores are just the motherfuckers that you see on the block. Whoredism has elevated the same way y'all watching us right now, the same way niggas order pussy and do certain things that don't make sense to a nigga like me. My thing is, I understand getting the judicial system involved. I do. I just got a nigga side of me, though. That if I found out that that's what you did and that's who you are and I can touch you, I'm going to touch you. And when the police come get me, then I'm going to use that tape and say, this is why I fucked her up. But I'm going to touch you first. Because at the end of the day, if I whoop your ass, that still does not take away from the fact that you have, solicited my child for prostitution and you work with children. So if you've said that to my child multiple times, how many other children have you said that to? How many other children have you fucked up in the mindset to go out there and whore themselves? Does anybody else see an issue with that? Shantae, talk to me.
So, excuse me, this is what I need everybody to understand. Please do not think for a minute that when you hear the term sex trafficking, that is something that happens in a far off place, not in your neighborhood, maybe dealing with foreign kids. Please understand that this is sex trafficking, and it happens every day, all day to our kids. There have been multiple stories of CPS workers, foster homes, okay? While everybody's talking about, if you don't want to have your baby, give it up for adoption. The adoption system is fucked up and it sucks. These kids get put in homes where they get groomed, they get molested, and they get sent out. It is sex trafficking and it is rampant in the system.
Right.
She ain't the first one. She ain't the only one.
All right.
We cannot trust.
Wrapping up in there.
Hold on one second. Mute your line right quick, Zeke. I mean, I like it. Go ahead.
We cannot trust these systems to protect our kids, even when we can't handle them. And we're supposed to be able to go to these systems to help us with them, because some children do have behavioral issues, but we can't trust them. There is literally nobody that you can trust in this day and age with your kids. You can't trust family members. You can't trust government sanctioned agencies. You can't trust anybody. This is how rampant it is. Please do not think that sex trafficking is some far off idea, because this is exactly what it is. And they are targeting our Black girls. All these girls that have gone missing, all these girls that have been snatched up, this is what they're doing. I had a model sister whose daughter was snatched off the sidewalk in broad daylight and drugged. By the grace of God, they found her the next day. But this is what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tay. To piggyback off what you said, sex trafficking is very high, still rampant, because North Carolina is one of the top in the top 10 because of the highways that run through our state. We have 4 different highways that interstate and interstates with 85, 95, 40, and all of that, and 70 that run through and intersect one another. That they can go straight up and down, like I say, 95 and 85 run up and straight up and down North Carolina. That they use those major highways. And we have had that's what we're cracking down on now. And that's the biggest thing right now. So sex trafficking is very high, very strong right now. And like I say, when you got CPS workers and you got Department of Social Services workers and stuff like that that you can't trust because they getting under the table money, yeah, they got a lot of them inside and doing the inside job. And you be like, well, did you check on this? When they say, oh, we did a wellness check, so they're doing good, and then this, and then when you don't go and check on your child, when your child gets put in that system and you lose that child, you are very adamant, and you like, wait a minute, this child is missing. So when was the last time you checked? And then when you go, well, the foster parent, well, they came and took that child out, so we don't have that child anymore. When you notice that they're not getting their money, they notice that those things are what we got to stay. You got to stay up on, especially our Black kids are the one thing that disappear because nobody cares. That's the thing. They think nobody cares. But when you got people that care and you got family members that's fighting for them and be like, wait a minute, that ain't where my baby at. Where's my child? You got some that mamas that can't take care of their kids, unfortunately, because of mental things and other things like that. You got to help. They do that to seek help. They thinking they're seeking good help and not realizing that they're giving them right over to the enemy themselves. And that's the scariest thing, the biggest monster of them all.
So my take on this whole subject would be somebody getting their ass beat. Like soon as I saw this video, I'm finna whoop your ass, whoever hired you ass, the other people that's your supervisor's ass. I'm finna fuck somebody up. Somebody is finna get these hands. But I do also agree with Ida that you really can't trust everybody with your kids. That's why I told my daughter, I was like, if anybody ever come to you and they tell you that I sent them and they can't give you, I'll tell them like either it's a Green Lantern oath, don't go with them. And they got to say it verbatim. I was like, not go with them. I've taught all my girls how to use a knife. Two of my oldest know how to shoot. I've taught them how to go for, if anybody trying to snatch you, go for eyes, throats, and mouths. I'm not trusting, like, I trust people, but I don't trust people. To my core, I don't trust anybody. But I have to try and trust them because I don't want my kids to grow up with that paranoia. Because I'm not gonna
Exactly.
lie and say that paranoia can't be toxic, but it can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you're trying to like, hey, go out, have fun, different stuff like that. Go have fun, go outside. No, you told me such. See, now it fucked you up. Now you ain't even finna go swing.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
and then
My daughter was scared for a long time because I was trying to talk to her about being careful when she's walking with friends, even at school. And she's like, Mommy, do you really think somebody would snatch me up? So now we got to have this conversation, which I don't want to, but I have to.
Yeah.
Because it's a reality.
Yeah. And then we put out so much trust in the teachers, and I hate to say I'm dead serious about, I really didn't want my daughter to go to a church because of so much stuff that happened like behind or a Catholic school, because one of my classmates just told me what one of the teachers used to do when we was in school and what they still just got convicted of. So you actually think I want to send I'd rather just send you to public school. It seems safer.
Yeah.
Like, real talk. And I had never thought I'd say that. Like, fam, you finna go to public school because at least at the public school, they know how to fight. They'll have your back real quick. My daughter said I told my daughter, if any of your friends get into a fight, you go the other way. You are not built for fight. You can fight, but you're not built for it. So you take your rapid ass, you come on. And I keep her with a 360 app on her phone.
So what I will say that the CPS worker does have some Johns lined up for these girls. These girls are put into homes where they will, as Shantae said, have been groomed or will be groomed from a baby up until teenage years for these men, for sex trafficking, and for men to come in and out of these homes or even to adopt. I don't know. I think it was last week where we saw, I think Russ played the clip about the two dads that molested the child. It's sickening that we do have people who work in these systems. It saddens me and it breaks my heart. I know since I was a little girl, I always said if I didn't have children, I would adopt. And I still feel that way. But I feel like now it would be harder to do so. I feel like at this point there may be an extensive background check. With me being a single woman, it's gonna be really hard now. The fact that this woman has told this young black
Neutral line, Jerome. Go ahead.
The fact that this woman has told this black girl, this baby, because that's what she is. She's a baby. That she should go into prostitution. You just set that baby up to be killed. It saddens me and it makes me sick.
Well, if y'all thought that was something, I want to get into this clip. And I was fucked up through this whole clip because the very first words that I heard fucked me up. And I'm gonna play the word. I'm gonna let y'all hear the very beginning, and then I'm gonna play the whole clip again.
You fucking turn off the fucking nigger music.
Okay, did y'all hear that? Talk to me. I need to hear y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that bullshit.
What did y'all hear?
Turn off
nigger music.
Okay. Now, we're gonna go ahead and watch the rest of this clip. And y'all tell me what y'all feel about this clip.
You fucking turn off the fucking nigger music. There's only 2 fucking calls that you could take. Get the fuck off the fucking nigger music.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, you happy? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna do something? Yeah? That's what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
That's what you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep do it again.
Shit.
Do it again, bitch. Do it again. Do it again.
Okay.
Do it again.
Let me turn off the
marriage annulled. Marriage is over with.
Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Stop it.
How many times have you hit me? How many times have you hit me, bitch?
You didn't. I didn't hit you at all. Leave me alone.
Why are you hitting me?
Leave me alone.
Why are you hitting me?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Go wash yourself. Go wash yourself.
I'm glad she recorded it or she left the video on.
Oh, wait. One
Oh,
second. No, wait one second.
okay.
I want to explain why I felt so fucked up watching this shit. Because at first, when I watched it, his words incensed me. His words, the nigga shit, incensed me. But then when I watched the video, I watched her still on, like she was smacking him like 3-4 times. And then when he hit her back, it was like, oh, what the fuck did you do? I'm like, yo. As much as I didn't agree with this nigga talking shit at the very beginning, once you start putting your hands on him, and you could tell they both were drunk. But in any situation, my mother told me, I don't give a fuck who it is. If it's a woman and she puts her hands on you, you have the right to fucking defend yourself. You don't, she told me, she was very specific. She said, don't go out here laying your hands on women. Don't be no nigga out here just putting your hands. But if a woman puts her hands on you and you are in a position where you have to defend yourself, I give you permission to do what you got to do. And as much as I wanted to feel sorry for her, I kept watching the clip again. And she smacked him like 3 times before he actually hit her. So, my question to the panel, even though he was a disrespectful motherfucker and used the nigga shit at the beginning, because I would assume if y'all were married, you already knew what he felt about niggas in the first place, right? So, y'all get to arguing, and you start smacking him. Did he have a right? And this is my question to everybody. I'm going to bring y'all up, and I want a yes or no. Did he have a right to whack her ass back after she stole him 3 times?
I don't know.
No.
No.
I can't hear you, bro. Can't hear you. You muted.
I said I'm be honest, I'm kind of conflicted on the matter.
I agree too. Now,
so I'll go.
This is why. Hold on, I'm gonna bring it right back the way I just brought it in. This is why I'm conflicted. Because, and let's watch it again. I'm gonna bring this up one more time. I want y'all to watch this from the very beginning. As much as I said I was upset with that nigga shit, but let's look at what kicked off the physical altercation. Let's watch it again.
You fucking turn off the fucking nigger music. There's only 2 fucking calls that you could take. Get the fuck off the fucking nigger music. Oh my fucking god! Yeah, you happy? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna do something? Yeah? That's what you're gonna do?
That's one.
That's what you do?
One attempt.
Yeah, keep do it again. Do it again, bitch. Do it again.
2.
Do it again. Okay. Do it again. Let me turn off the lights. Marriage annulled. Marriage is over with. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. You need to stop it. How many times have you hit me? How many times have you hit me, bitch? Why are you hitting me?
Now, my question to everybody again on the panel. Does a man have a right to defend himself if a woman puts her hands on him? So I want to come back to Jerome. Do you feel that if a woman puts her hands on you physically and in an argument, do you have a right to physically attack that woman? Talk to me, Jerome.
So, from my aspect, you get be like this, you get one swing off me. One swing, then I'm trying to collect myself and you back up. That second swing, I'm gonna have to lay you out. But the thing is, with that video, dude told her to do it. Like, I'm over here like, Like dude could have walked off. He stood there and what I think was happened was that third hit, you saw he came to himself and he was like, this bitch just really hit me.
Yeah,
And
she stung
then
him on that third one. That third one stung him.
yeah, that third one, you even saw
Yeah.
him like, what the file? What the hell? But I feel like once he hit her that once and got her off of him, he should have left.
Yeah.
Like
But see,
he
this
just
is the
kept
killer
going.
part. This is the killer part, though, that I don't, and I have to weigh this in on both sides. They were both fucking drunk. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? Like, and people do the dumbest things under the influence of anything. You understand what I'm saying? Like alcohol, drugs. It will intensify a situation. And what I saw was two drunk people that were hostile in a situation.
And then
even though he said
marriage
hit me, even though he said hit me, hold on, listen. Even though he said hit me, did that give her a right to raise her hand and still on him?
No.
So
it seemed like he let her go with that one hit.
Exactly. He let her
And
go
he
out with
gave
the
her a
first
moment to
two.
think
He let her
about
go with the first two. It was that third one that clocked his ring a little bit. Then he got a
Then he
little
was
upset.
Yeah, then he was like marriage over. I could have sworn he was like
No.
marriage over.
He said that on the second. He said that one on the second. Listen, I paid attention to that one. The first smack he didn't. He was like, yeah, do it again. The second smack he said marriage over, marriage or no. The third smack he clocked the shit out of ass. So in all defense, I'm not trying to be in his defense, but in actuality, if a motherfucker hits me 3 fucking times, would I snap? Especially under the influence? Hell, I snap if a motherfucker smacked me 1 time. In my sober mind. I don't give a fuck who it is. If you hit me and you physically lay hands on me, you have changed the whole dynamics of the conversation, period. So let me go back to my ladies. What do y'all feel about that now?
No.
So you feel like he just should have been, just taking all the smacks that she was giving his ass and just
I think it's situation specific, and in this particular situation, I don't agree with it. Them first hits was weak as fuck.
Yeah.
And I can understand
that third
I
one.
get that, but let me finish. When he, after the third smack, and yeah, I saw that it got his attention. When he sat her down that first time, now you walk the fuck away. And that's that's then where my answer is no. My answer is no. Let me finish.
I agree.
Let me finish. My answer is no, because you are a man. You're heavy-handed as fuck. She didn't draw blood on you. Yeah, the smack might have hurt, but now you've drawn blood. You took it too fucking far. They're both drunk. They both overreacted. He should have walked the fuck away. So my answer for this particular situation is no.
I agree. But the little thing that we throwing in there that we cannot fucking take out of the conversation is we had 2 motherfuckers sitting up there fucked up. This was not 2 sober-minded motherfuckers that got into an argument.
I acknowledge that.
You understand what I'm saying? So, and to what?
It doesn't mean he took.
Hold on,
It
listen what I'm saying.
doesn't mean he
Listen
didn't take it
what I'm
too
saying. Listen, way I listen to you. Listen what I'm saying. To the fact that what Jerome said, the first smack, it didn't mean shit. The second smack didn't mean shit. But that third one that sort of connected with him, because the first one she swung and he sort of dipped that shit out. But that third one, she caught his ass. Schwack. And I think in just regular emotions, a nigga could just snap out within a couple seconds and fuck somebody up. Like, that situation could have been a whole different scenario with a motherfucker that was sober. Because I'm telling you, you come smack me and I'm sober, my first thought is, what the fuck is, but my instinct is gonna be to knock your ass back. Now, when I catch myself Because guess what? In that moment of me hitting you, and you saw it in him, in that moment, he had a switch. Them first 2 smacks didn't do shit to him. The third one tagged this shit, and it touched his soul. You feel what I'm saying? He felt that motherfucker, and it was an instant reaction. I'm not saying that because she was bloody and all. I'm not saying that it was right at all, but I'm saying she walked herself down that avenue. Some things, just because a motherfucker tells, my mom used to tell me this when I was a kid, just tell you to go to the bridge and jump. So I say that to say, just because that nigga walked up and said hit me, that didn't mean for you to hit him. To every action, there is a reaction. And when you add liquor to that reaction, there are a lot of niggas in jail right now that did something under the influence that they never would have done if they were not under the influence. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm throwing in, that they was fucked up. And when he hit her, I think he initially meant to hit her, and he snapped for a second, but he did catch himself, because if the rest of the video, he like, go watch that shit off it. She's like, oh no, you hit me. But why did you get hit, baby? You got hit because you smacked the fuck out of a motherfucker. You pulled a gangster ass move. Because think about it, especially think about what a smack is. Shantae, can I smack you? Can any motherfucker that you know on God's green earth walk up to you and smack the dog shit out you? I'm just asking that question. Can anybody walk
Only
up to you and just
Only
be like,
my mother.
I'm about to clock the dog shit out you? And can you honestly say that within a 3 to 5 second moment that whatever that motherfucker get, they get? You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't put hands on you.
I hear what you're saying. I was just responding to the question related to this scenario. Like I said, you're dealing with a man and a woman. He's bigger and he's stronger by nature. They're both drunk. Neither one of them is logical. That still don't make it right for me.
It's still not right, because she hit him. It pretty much like, it's almost like a net here. That's it. But he hit her. When he hit her that first time, he should have never followed through with that second hit. And that second hit was the thing that really took it further. You know, because when he hit her, I'm saying this. When he hit her, he knocked her down. When you saw that she was down, you should have walked away. Granted, I know she hit him a couple of times. Granted, I know she, like you say, man can defend himself, but he didn't have to hit her that second time. He hit her hard to the point to where you drawing blood.
Listen to me. I'm about to give you a scenario. When I was a kid and I was under like 5 years old, we were playing a game outside, right? And it was a guy outside and he hit me in my fucking face. And before I knew it, boom, 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 boom. This is probably the first time I ever really just took in on a nigga, right? I boom, 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 them up. Went to the crib. And I was in, like, I felt some type of way about fucking dude up. But at the end of the day, I was like, I didn't feel bad about reacting, because guess what? My mama told me. Don't let nobody put their hands on you.
I got you.
Don't fuck around and be a punching bag for anyone. And see, like, this is my situation. If it was the other way around, if he would have smacked her 3 times, if she would have fucked him up after that, would we be saying, oh, well, well, the first 2 smacks wasn't that hard. If it was the other way around, and if it was the man reacting to the woman in that same situation, would you have that same conversation and say, well, no, you wouldn't. You'd be like, God damn it, he hit her 3 times. She should have fucked him up. And y'all have been sitting up here. I know y'all have been talking about how y'all have fucked him up.
Because he would have been in the wrong still.
That's what I'm saying. She was in the wrong when she hit him. Was she not in the wrong?
Okay. Let me say this. You asked my opinion. You asked me what was what. So I'm gonna give you. Both of them were in the wrong. It doesn't matter who's in the wrong, but he was more in the wrong because her hits were not as hard as he hit her. He hit her hard to the way you gonna draw
I
blood.
disagree. I disagree. That third smack as a man, niggas feel a particular way about a smack. If another nigga smacked another nigga, it's something to it, right? Niggas don't take smacks like that. But that third one, the first two smacks, I agreed that they didn't do shit to him. They was like little lollipop punches. But that third one, she connected with his ass cold-hearted. She smacked the shit out of his ass.
I got
so
that.
by the time he connected with her, it was the reaction.
He should have never hit her a second time. When she got back up, when he hit her that first time and knocked her down, he should have never hit her a second time.
I agree. But that's why I put into the liquor. Because listen, he did catch himself, because it wasn't no long period of time when he was fucking her up. It was like literally like a 10-second snap out. It wasn't like
and
he
I understand that, but he should have never raised his hand again. When he hit her and knocked her down, he should have walked away. He didn't walk away until he hit her the second time and drew blood. When he realized, oh shit, I done drew blood. That's when he realized he done fucked up. But he realized even more he fucked up was when she still had the camera.
So if her punch would have connected and drew blood for him, would it have been okay then? Listen what I'm saying. Because she did smack the fuck out of him that third time. The first two times, listen. The first two times was some pussy ass shots. But that third one, she connected with him. So let's just say she would have connected.
But she didn't connect like he did, Russ. So you can't, as small as she was, she's smaller than him. I'm not taking nothing away from him defending himself. But the key thing of it is, and my mama's always taught us, and she told my brother, if a woman hit you, the one thing is you defend yourself at all costs. But the thing of it is, if you can de-escalate a situation to where you don't have to put your hands on her, shake the shit out of her. Because my brother used to shake the shit out of all of us. Whenever we want to fight him, he used to shake the shit out of all and say, look, I ain't got time. But you got to know how to, yes, I know alcohol is involved. Even when my brother was drunk or anything, he knew how to rationalize things too. Still, when he was drunk, you still didn't have to hit her twice. You knocked her down the first time and then came back the second time and hit her again and knocked her the fuck down. That was wrong all the way around both times.
I love y'all.
Your opinion.
I love y'all. Listen, I'm not
a man or a woman. I understand you agree on certain situations, but it's still you're not going. It's still the same way. That's just me.
All right.
It was wrong all the way around. Period for both of them, but it was more all the way around with him. It was wrong for him.
Okay, Nada. After 3 smacks, is it wrong for smacking her back 3 times? Because listen, he smacked her the same amount of times that she smacked him.
What I will say, and I feel they were both wrong. Absolutely, they were both wrong. And yes, a man does have a right to defend himself. Granted, I wouldn't even count the slap that she 1 and 2. I wouldn't even consider those even a smack.
I get that.
She swung and missed. So technically, she only slapped him once. So she connected once. So now you did say that there was pussy smacks 1 and 2. You did say that. So I'm agreeing.
I said it was pussy smacks.
Okay, the third one connected.
And it touched his soul.
And I'm sure his ears was
it touched his soul. She smacked the fuck out of his ass that third time.
So after the first time
all I want to say, hold on. All I want to say to all y'all, I'm not disagreeing with all of y'all, but I don't want y'all to sit there and act like that third smack wasn't a smack that if a motherfucker would have hit you with that same smack that you wouldn't have went crazy on their ass. Male or female. That third one.
You ain't got but one time.
That's what I'm saying. That's okay. Go ahead. Continue. You just proved my whole point. You ain't got but one time.
But as a man, that first time he should have just said, just walk away. Like you had that option of walking away. But the fact, and then he drew blood. That's where I have an issue with. You actually drew blood, and then you aggressively told her to clean that shit up. Clean up. That to me, that was just too aggressive.
Read Kim's response, because Kim emailed that it says something that's relatively close to what I'm saying.
Okay, keep your hands to yourself. When a person steps out there like that and hits someone, expect to get it back or be ready for war. Like I said, I mean, I can see both sides, and they were both wrong. Period.
Well,
Now when you drawing blood, that's kind of where I have the issue with that. One smack should have been in.
But see, listen. Let's be fair with this. When he smacked her, blood did come. Blood didn't come. But this motherfucker, if you watch the video, she took her hand and wiped the blood and wiped it on her face. So she made it look a little bit worse than what it was. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm saying to his defense in some area. Once he recognized that he did fuck her up, he automatically just calmed down and was like, yo, wipe that shit down. Like, listen what I'm saying. He didn't continue with the aggressive behavior. He knew he fucked up. He knew that. I'm a firm believer that he knew he fucked up when he smacked her and he saw the repercussions. But see, I don't think that the hit that drew the blood, I don't think he intended for it to draw blood. You understand what I'm saying? Like
nobody intended for any of that to go down, but it happened.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Once shit happens, listen, that's why right now to this point, at 46 years old, I'm very particular about who I sip drinks with, who I smoke weed with, whoever I do anything with. Because let's get off the man-woman situation. There are people out here in life that respond to different things under the influence. And one of the things that they used to say back in the day is a drunk mind speaks a drunk mouth speaks a sober mind, and like shit that's in a motherfucker, when they got this in them, you'll see some shit that you never expected to see. I was watching and he said, oh, you smacked me twice. Them first two that I agree with y'all that didn't really connect. But what was his next words? Oh, I'm getting an annulment. You hit me. I'm getting an annulment. Now, in a regular situation, wouldn't we have said if he didn't hit her at all, wouldn't we have said he was right in saying, oh no, you putting your hands on me. You going too far. You didn't try to, connect with me twice. Wouldn't we say that in real time if he didn't hit her? That he was right? Ladies?
I would say this. The fact that he said annulment is another message for me. An annulment happens within a certain period of time.
Yeah, they were just married.
After getting married. They just got married.
Yeah.
My suspicion is that this was a rushed situation. You got two people who probably should not have been married in the first place.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're both violent when they're drunk. And so it created for an entire, and they're young, and it created for an entire situation. I did not disagree with the fact that after she hit him, he got that first pop in. I'm not disagreeing with that because it is self-defense and it's human nature. When somebody hits you, your first response is to want to hit him back. I get that. I'm not disagreeing with that. But like I said, my line in the sand comes with the drawing of the blood. Now, the medical side of me also remembers this. Alcohol is a blood thinner. You are much more apt to bleed and bleed more profusely with a certain level of alcohol in your system.
Facts.
Maybe had they not been drinking, we don't know. Maybe there would have been no blood. It might have hurt, but maybe there would have been no blood. The fact that she, spread it on her face and all of that, well, again, that's a part of her being drunk because now the drama is coming out, right? She's intoxicated. Right. Everything is exaggerated, right? But at the end of the day, he realized he messed up enough to walk off camera after he did it. Mm-hmm. He should have realized after, okay, I'm gonna walk away now before I do some shit that's really gonna look bad for me. Now y'all on World Star. Because here's the thing. Even though she instigated it, the police don't give a shit. You on World Star. When the police come knocking at your door, it's a wrap.
Read what Kim just said.
She said, look, Ike, I don't think a man should put his hands on a woman, even if she swings on him. But like I said, if a woman steps into a man's lane by hitting him, then she better be ready because he may strike back. My mama said, if somebody hits you, hit them back. She also said that, everybody does not have that type of control to walk away, which is very true.
Facts. And that's what I'm. Go ahead.
And I did notice, I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but I noticed that when he looked directly in the camera and he saw that it was still recording and he hurried up and backed away. Mm-hmm. And another thing, this is not the first time that they have had any type of physical altercation. You can just kind of tell.
Yeah, the way they argue.
Exactly.
You know, like, people have got to realize, like, as good as sex can be, sex is only a momentary thing. We talked about that. If you think about how long you have sex and how long the day is and how long the week is and how long the month is, and then you add all the time that you get into sex, sex is a wonderful, beautiful thing. But some motherfuckers get a good piece of some shit and they lose their entire fucking logical way of thinking. And we've got to stop that. It's because so many people have been. Listen, I do it for myself. Y'all know my son just moved into my apartment complex, right? I told y'all that, right? So, the situation with him this weekend, he had his housewarming party. And at his party, I'm listening to his conversation. And I want to get y'all ladies' opinion on this. I'm listening to the conversation. And I'm like, he's talking a little too strong for his grandmother on his mother's side, his auntie on his mother's side to be in the building. And even for me to be in the building. Because when he was opening up the gifts, it was oh shit, a lot of fucks in. Oh man, this is what the fuck I need. And I'm just sitting there like, I've got to have a conversation with my son about how he's handling himself in front of people. So when I had the conversation with him just yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I said, son, I was over your crib and, I'm not telling you how to live your life because you're a grown-ass man. But I will give you my advice on what I feel that you've done wrong. I said, your language is completely out of pocket for people that are your relatives. And he began to explain to me some things that he had been through with that side of the family. But I still said, son, there's a difference between displaying anger to someone when they're in your face and they're bringing a situation to you than you inviting people to your house to try to prove who you are. I said, son, no matter what was done to you in your past, in your life, you've got to live for yourself. And he told me some things that I never knew. He lives the past couple of years. He's had it extremely rough. But I had to tell him, like, yo, it's something about people seeing you that wished you bad and never thought that you would make it. It's something about seeing you make it that rubs them, and you don't have to say a word to them. You don't have to, he was saying to me that I know I wouldn't say that in front of your grandmother. I said, well, why the fuck would you say it in front of me? But he had to prove a point to other people in the room. I said, yo, you don't have to do that anymore. Your life is designed for you. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever decisions that you make from this point on, you have to live up to those standards of life. You cannot want to prove something to people all the time, especially if it's a negative aspect. And he somewhat agreed with me, but I understand he's still young. I understand that some of the stuff that I'm talking to him about, he still has a grasp to it in a way that I don't. So Shantae, what would you say to that?
Everything is about communication, right? And now that you have a situation with an adult child, right? There's a level of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Communication?
No, there's a level of understanding
Okay.
that needs to happen on both sides, right? Me and my mother are very, very close. But at some point, our relationship had to shift and adjust because it went from mother of a child to mother of an adult woman, right? So our conversation and how we communicate with each other had to start to shift. And there was an adjustment period. And it wasn't always easy, right? Because as a parent, you're constantly in, number one, you're constantly in protective mode. Number two, you're constantly in this mindset of, hello, I'm the parent, I'm the mama, I'm the daddy, right? But you have to understand that there are experiences that your adult children will have and have had
That
that either they didn't tell, that shaped them, they didn't tell you about it immediately for whatever reason. They didn't feel comfortable. They didn't feel like you could handle it as their parent. And so when these things start coming out, now you're like, oh crap, really? Like you would, oh, now I see where you're coming from with that, right? But until those conversations take place, and there has to be a willingness on both sides to sit and listen. We are so busy running our mouth. Remember in school, they taught you active listening, right? Where you're not listening while you're trying to formulate the next thing that you're going to say. You're listening and actively responding to what the other person is saying, right?
They call that creative listening to right now.
Right.
So if you have
saying,
a kid right
you're
now,
saying,
if you hear the term creative listening, this is what she's describing.
Exactly. You're saying, yep, I hear what you're saying. Oh, really? Right. You're responding because you're actually listening to what they're saying. That is a very, very key piece that is missing with a lot of folks. Active or creative listening. So I think that it's good that you guys had that conversation, because I think it's going to set your relationship on a different level now, because that's where you guys are.
I appreciate that. Come on, talk to me, Nate.
Being an adult child, my mother and I do not have the greatest relationship. For an example, anybody who knows me personally knows that I love a good cocktail. That's just I just love a good cocktail. I know my father doesn't drink. I know that's a whole nother story. Anytime I go out to a restaurant, I love to have a good drink. That's just what I love to do. But when I do go out with my parents, I don't drink at all. As much as I want to, I could have a nice juicy steak and I want a good glass of red wine to go with that beef. I know I'm not going to do it because out of respect for my parents. My parents have told me several times, go ahead. I mean, it's your money. Do whatever, have that drink. And I'm like, no, it's just out of respect. now with my mother and I just had this conversation today with my best friend. The conversation, the relationship with my mother now is getting better. It's just certain things that I will never be able to talk to my mother about. I was one of those where I wasn't taught how to be successful in a relationship, how to handle yourself when dating and in a relationship. I had to learn by trial and error. I was, my mother and I did not have that discussion about sex. The beauty of sex, and also the downfall of having sex. We never had that conversation. It's almost like now that I'm approaching that 40 stage, it's almost like she's making up for that lost time. I
think a lot of parents deflect from that conversation because a lot of people hate to have the conversation of telling somebody not to fuck with somebody just like them. We have a lot of, when we watch the show, we sit up here and watch clips about, relationships and all these other things. But I believe that some people live so close to the shit that we watch because it's so popular now, that when it comes down to them and their own, they don't know how to deal with it. They'd rather run from it, deflect from it, act like it's not happening to them, act like they got a perfect household and try to portray to everybody else, but it's not. At some point, if you have children, the walls have to come down.
I totally agree, and I'm kind of skipping because that's very personal, and I choose not to get into that. But it's like now, and I'm gonna go back to that default love. That default love is because I am her child. She loves her baby, absolutely. She loves her baby, but it's a default because she had me. I'm
not trying to get deep into that, but that those words conflicted me. What does it mean that the default comment? Could you explain that to me? If not, I understand. If
I'd rather not go into it because that's the word that I gave it. That's the word that I personally gave it.
Come on, Shantae, I see your hand up.
Could I kind of just interject something?
I see your hand.
I understand I understand where she's coming from, only in this sense. There is a certain level. You could have the worst parent in the world. You could have a parent that is abusive. You could have a drunk for a mother. You could have a father that was never around. There is something, I think, innately in us that says and recognizes still, yeah, but that's my mama.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's my daddy.
Yeah.
So I think and it doesn't mean that you accept all of their behavior. It doesn't mean that you agree with everything they do. It doesn't mean that you don't recognize the trauma or the dysfunction in a relationship. But I think for everybody, there is always something innately in us as human beings that recognizes the connection of a parent.
See, you know what I'm thinking? And what I'm about to say is a very case sensitive conversation with me. I believe that when my mother had me, she was excited about me. But due to the relationship between my mother and my father, how she dealt with me changed over time. And I became the product of hearing certain things that I did not understand.
I hear it to this day.
And one thing that I would suggest to every parent, if you have said this to your child, you are wrong. If you've opened up your mouth and said out of anger, let me say that. Let me make that clarification. If you said this out of anger, you just like your dad. You just like your mom. Well, guess what? When you say that to a child, like me, my father was not around. And I question that statement all of the time. What do you mean I'm just like him? I don't even know him. But I look so much like him. I feel that a lot of parents, they resent what they laid with. And they take it out on the product of what they laid with. A lot of conversations, a lot of children hear, it's not nothing that the child needs to hear. It's coming from a place of bitterness for the other parent, that the mother or the father, they've never had the nuts or the opportunity to say it to the other person. So they take it out on the child. I grew up I mean this seriously. I grew up at like 15, 16 hearing conversations about my dad, and I didn't know him. How the fuck you gonna say I'm just like somebody I don't know?
I think too,
And
Russ,
if you say I'm like somebody that I don't know, who do you blame for me being like somebody that I didn't ask to be here. You created me with him. You laid with him. So at some point, you had some type of love or you had a moment with him.
I think there's also another factor there too, Russ.
Come on, talk to me.
Like Nada was saying, sometimes it's not about, as a parent, I'm speaking as a mother. Sometimes it's not about resenting who you created a child with. I never resented creating a child with my ex-husband. I never resented. I was very thankful because at the time we were in love. We were engaged, we were getting married, we got married, right? And I was fully aware. I stepped into that at that particular age, eyes wide open. I never regretted that. Sometimes it's not about that part of the relationship. Sometimes it's about what comes after.
Oh yeah.
And they tell you all the time, there's no instruction manual for being a parent.
True.
And the reason why is because you are constantly writing the manual as you parent. Everybody writes their own manual. I think what happens with a lot of adults is that while we are mature in number, we are very young in emotional level.
Mindset.
So we can't separate what somebody did to us in that particular situation from the product or the current situation. We don't have the emotional maturity to say, I'm really mad that this relationship ended, but that has nothing to do with the child. That is not the fault of the child. The child never asked, or children never asked
to be here.
Yeah. But you chose, because it is a choice, you chose to go forth with that process to bring that child or those children here. You don't technically have a right as a parent to put your emotional baggage on your children. You
Fact.
don't have a right to do that. That is not your charge.
I
Your
agree.
charge now is to nurture and care for these children emotionally, mentally, and physically. And if you cannot do that, you obviously need to find somebody who can. But this is where we fall off. We don't separate. Remember, there's different kinds of love. They teach you that in church, right? There's different kinds of love. There's romantic love.
Agape.
There's agape love, right? There's all these different kinds of love.
Eros.
You got to learn to separate the love for what was in that relationship versus the love for your offspring. And if you can't do that, then you have a serious problem. We have scarred. I say this all the time. And for anybody who knows me, I'm actually a true crime junkie. I watch a lot of different true crime stuff. I like seeing how they solve the crime, how they put the clues together and catch the people, blah, 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 blah. I'm a true crime person. But this is what I realize with humanity, all of us. We create our own monsters and then want to turn around and be surprised that it's a monster. Whatever you don't give your child, whatever you don't provide, whatever you don't, and you want to then act surprised that they come back and behave a certain way. You're like, oh my God, I don't know. How did they end up this way? Why do you hate me? You had a hand in that? So like Nita was saying, her and her mom, that particular relationship, there was some issues there, but her mom, just like any parent, would have to sit down and say, hey, what was my part in that? Because you're the parent. It is your responsibility, whether you wanted it or not. When my daughter was going through her very dark time, I had to sit in a corner and weep and cry and realize what part I played in her having her issues. And then I had to go about saying, okay, now how do we fix it?
That's good.
You have to own up to that.
That's good.
And I will piggyback off of that. You have your father's DNA.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, this is the thing.
I look exactly like my mother. I'm darker than my mother. I just have more hair, but I act just like my father. Like literally,
That's
that DNA.
But see, this is what people I feel don't recognize when it comes to children. The same way I can look, like prime example, I look just like my father. I have certain traits of my father, but when it comes down to the core of me, I am my mother. When it comes down to me keeping my house clean, that's my mother. When it comes down to me making sure I got that I'm taking care of business and going to work, that's my mother. Me as the child of my mother and my father, I've picked up both of them. But what most parents don't recognize is both are in that child. They see the other person in that child, but they don't see the complete culmination of the child. Like, I love mother. My mother was a great mother. But if my mother would have spent a little bit more time just checking me about what I was doing wrong, as opposed to dropping little, you're just like your daddy. Well, why are you talking to me about somebody that I don't know? And that's where a lot of parents, especially mothers, lose the conversation with their kid. Because I'm telling you, as that kid that did not know my father, I'm like, why is you talking to me about somebody I don't know? You laid with him. And at that point in my life, the only thing I could think of is I wouldn't be here if you didn't lay with him. Because I was fucking by then. I had kids. I was at that point where niggas I knew friends that had kids, and I was at that age where I was just about to start having kids. So guess what? I'm taking responsibility for myself. Why aren't you? And this is what I'm telling parents right now. So many parents put hatred And I'm using the term hatred towards their child that they love, but don't even recognize that they're putting hate on them. Because when you talk about that kid, you're not talking about that kid about what he needs to correct. You're saying you're just like your mama. You're just like your daddy. You're just like somebody else that helped raise you. Well, guess what? I had nothing to do with that. How are you helping me grow to be a better person, but all you keep talking to me about is what somebody else was?
She's
And
watering a
what
seed that she
and whoa,
planted.
listen what I'm saying. In that same element, it pushes a lot of kids, because I was that kid that I didn't know my father, but the more she talked about my dad, it pushed me towards him until I found out about who my dad was, because everything about my dad wasn't 100%. You feel what I'm saying? But I had to find that out on my own. But in the process of me finding that out on my own, it was because she talked that so much shit about him that it pushed me to him. So then I backed up from the situation and said, no, wait a minute. Even though I love my mother and my father, both of y'all are fucked up.
Here's a
Because
deeper
y'all are
question,
putting
Russ.
shit on the kid that has nothing to do with the development and what that kid should be experiencing growing up. You can't put your hatred for someone else onto your child.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
This will be a question that you would have to ask your mom. But the question is, what do you think her intention was?
I know that. I know that. Because as I became an older child of my mother's, my mother would say stuff to me and say, I'm sorry for what I said. I know. And it wasn't that I'm sorry that gave me an issue with what she said. When she would come to me and say, I know you hate me because I did such and such and such and such. That's when I recognized this has nothing to do with me. This is an emotion that she's going through. I've already formulated my thoughts about my father. I've already formulated my thoughts about my mother. I'm 40 years old now, but my mother will still every once in a while call me and say, I'm sorry. And I understand her true remorse about my childhood, but I'm not there. I'm not stuck in that place where that has me bound. But for my
So
mother,
at this point,
but for my,
this is where
listen what I'm saying. I'm
the
gonna give you the
release
floor.
comes in.
I'm about to give you the floor. But for my mother, when I listen to her talk, I've had to tell her, Ma, I don't have an issue with that no more. Like, Mama, that's you. You have an issue with that. You are still stuck in a place in your mind in a particular point where you feel a particular way. You feel some type of way about the way you raised. I'm like, Mama, I'm straight now. I'm good. I'm making good money. I got my own place. Like, my kid stays down the block from me. Like, I'm good. But my mama does not see it that. Why? Because of her mindset. Come on, talk to me, Shantae.
Have you actually said the words to her, I forgive you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've had conversations with my mom, and I've said, listen, Ma, I'm in a different place. Like, that I'm not, like certain situations I'm not trying to bring up the situation, but it's been conversations. I'm like, Mom, that doesn't bother me anymore.
But you said those exact words to her?
Yeah, I've said that to my mother. I'm like, that doesn't bother me anymore, Mom. I'm in a different place. But
The
I
only
could
reason
hear.
I asked that
But I
is
could no.
because
That's what I'm saying. I could hear her response to me. Her response was, but I know I should have. I could have done this. And I'm like, Mom,
okay.
I'm good. I'm like, I live good. I'm not a bum on the streets. I understand what you put me through. Some of the shit I agree with, some shit I don't agree with. But I'm sort of good where I'm at right now. But for my mother, when she has these conversations with me, it takes her to a deeper place than it takes me. I'm not stuck there. You understand what I'm saying? Like she is one thing that really messed my mother up was my older brother dying at a young age, because when she found out that when my brother died, he told me certain things. And from a family aspect, I'm thinking like my mama didn't know my brother. This is the 80s, the 90s, and homosexuality came into the picture. My brother ran away and he lived his life as a homosexual. My mother could not understand that at that particular point in time. So she has conversations with me all the time and says, I know when I said stuff about your brother, Mama, I'm not thinking about that no more. But that's where her mind is. She has never, and that's what I'm trying to tell people right now that's watching this show. Whatever decisions that you make in life, make decisions that you are truly comfortable with. Because I'm in a good place. My mother is approaching 80 years old. But her memory and her thought about how she raised her kids, it's not the greatest story for her. Even though her kids is doing good. Her child is doing good. I'm doing a broadcast with y'all right now. She doesn't see that. There are so many parents that live lives right now that grow to a point where the kid is grown up. They know how to deal with it. But the parent doesn't. So what would you say to a parent, Shantae, that may not have made all the right decisions, but the kid is okay? How would you talk to that parent about getting to a place where they're okay?
And again, this is just based off of my own experiences, not only being a parent, but with my own parents. But I think it goes to a basic life lesson. At some point, if you are willing, you have to forgive yourself for the choices that you made.
That's facts.
For the most part, everybody does the best that they can with the knowledge that they have at the time.
Yeah, while they can.
Your mom specifically would have to, and it's never too late to do it, but your mom would have to commit to herself. In actuality, it would have nothing to do with you. Exactly. Your mom would have to commit to herself to be willing to release and let go of what was done in the past. Because as the old folks say, even God can't change what already happened. What's done is done. What was said was said. Choices were made. It's done. She would have to be willing to let go. And I like Iyanla Vanzant said it really good. She said, sometimes we get addicted to our story. It makes us no different than a drug addict. We get addicted to telling the same story over and over again. It could be the story of how we were hurt. It could be the story of how we were abused. It could be the story of how we were abandoned. But we get used to telling that story. Mm-hmm. And we get used to the feelings that come along with telling that story.
Yeah.
We get sympathy for that story. We get empathy for telling that story, right? And we get used to that.
Hey,
and
can I ask you a question? You know what that's called?
Hold on.
I want you to go, elaborate on that, but that's called a generational curse.
Yes and no, because it depends on the situation. But at the end of the day, what you have to be willing to do, Just like any addict, you have to be willing to let go of the high. You have to be willing to let go of the high. Am I going to stop telling my story and tell a new story that doesn't entangle all of these emotions and all of the feeling that I get from telling the story? All of us have a story. All of us have a story. It can be a very significant, dramatic story. It could be a basic story, but all of us have a story. If that story keeps you stuck in a place emotionally and physically, whatever the story is, the question is always going to be up to you to answer. Are you willing to tell a different story? It's your choice. If you're not willing to tell a different story, then you will live with the consequences of being hooked on that story. But if you're willing to go through the shadow work and the emotional work to change the narrative, then maybe you can come out with a different outcome. And that's what I would tell any parent, because I've been through those feelings. I've been through those feelings. I went through the whole, my husband cheated on me. He had a baby. I was so hurt. We was together for 12. Now it's like, you know what? What's done is done. I got my baby girl. Life is life. And we going to roll this thing till the wheels fall off. That's where I'm at. I had to stop telling my story.
Talk to me, Nat.
We write our own stories. We are the only ones who can tell our stories. I'm not a parent, so I can't speak from a parental aspect of it. We have life in general has no manual. Every day is a different story. Every day is a different page in that book. So, and I have mentioned before, as Tay said, what's done is done. What has been done to us should help us, and it should have built personality and character. That's what it should do. As what
I want you
we
listen. I'm gonna tell you something real quick. I feel like, and I'm not bullshitting. I feel like something that you're about to say is on the cusp of your tongue, but you're holding back. Like this particular topic is for you to talk to us, and I really believe that.
I will say I do not feel comfortable in going into details. That is something that I would rather share with myself and my significant other for a comforting aspect of it. But I will say we are living between a dash. There's a time that we are born, and there's that time we die. So what we do in between that, life happens. I am in the process of forgiving myself. I'm in the process of forgiving those who have hurt me. I have gone through and I'm just going to say this, I have gone through a traumatic experience with my ex. I'm still healing from that. Yes. I am open. My heart is still open to love again. Absolutely. But when I start to see repeated behavior, I begin to draw back. And it's from past experiences that I have dealt with. So I am now trying to live between that dash in my life to make every day I do aspirations, whether it's on a post-it note. I have post-it notes everywhere in my bedroom, in my bathroom. They're on the toilet, on the shower. They're everywhere. I am learning. I I am learning myself all over again.
Yeah.
Because I learned who I was in my 20s. I'm learning who I am in my 30s, and now I am approaching a whole nother decade pretty soon.
Girl,
of
wait till them 40s
40.
hit, honey.
So like I hated, like I can honestly say I hated my 30s. I hated them. I've learned but even though I hated them, I've learned so much in my 30s that it's just like, okay, I had to live in between this dash. I need to learn how to forgive myself. I need to learn how to forgive whomever I need to forgive, but it all starts with me first.
Absolutely.
It all starts with me. I've never been one to believe in generational curses. Our ancestors only taught their offspring what they knew.
That's it.
Hey, I got a question because I heard you say something. How do you learn these things? 'Cause I heard you say I need to learn how to love myself, and like certain things that you were saying. How do you learn to how do you learn to do those things?
Prayer, guidance, therapy, life coach,
Say it
journaling.
again.
Those are things that I needed to do to get to the place where I'm at now. The journey has not been easy at all. It's not going to be easy. Healing is not easy.
Yes.
At all.
That's why they call it work.
Exactly. But what I do, there are certain things in my life that have happened. Would I take a different approach to it? Certainly. But it made who I am. Do I regret what I did? No. Because if I hadn't did them, who would I be now? So that's all a part of living between that dash.
What do you say about that, Eda?
I agree. Being a person that has gone through relationships, being married, divorce, and going through different relationships and everything is things that you have to learn from your past and things that you learn from your parents that they teach you. Because when you're not taught, you have to go by trial and error more than anything else. But when you are told and shown things and say, hey, let me give you a handbook. Things might be different from when I was doing them. They're gonna be a little different when you do them. They're like now, the day and age that we have this day and age with our kids now. Kids now, they feel like they know it all. What we did was like ages ago. But you don't realize we looked at it as our parents was like, oh, okay, agent. They wrote the playbook. We read that playbook and rewrote that playbook to say, okay, let's fit it to what we got to do later on in life or what's coming on. But those kids don't want to read the playbook. They want to go online and say, let me look it up. It ain't always about what you look up. Sometimes life experiences is the best teacher there is for you. And sometimes you got to let folks hit that wall. You got to let them keep hitting that wall. But sometimes you can allow that person, if you just listen to what your parents say, hey, be careful of this, this, and that. You can avoid hitting that wall and keep hitting that wall. And like you say, making the same mistakes over and over and over. The one thing that I can truly say, and this is me from what I've been taught and what I've learned. My mom taught me, and my mom is one of those ones that she gonna always say, you got A, B, C, and D. Which choice you gonna pick? A is your better choice, but it's gonna take you a little longer to get to it. B is the next better choice, but then you got that last choice. That's the easiest choice. But if you take the easiest way out, what are you learning from? Did you learn anything, or you just got it the easy way? Sometimes when you go through trials and tribulations, you respect and accept those things and appreciate the things that it gave you, the trials and tribulations you went through to get that. You appreciate the things that you have and you hold on to it. But when you go get it easily, you don't appreciate it. You let it go. My thing of is going through a marriage and a divorce. It's not something that I wanted because I looked at it as I was a failure. I looked at it as
Same
I'm
here.
a failure.
Same here.
I failed in life. But I had to remember it takes two to come
That's it.
together and a unity to fight that battle. And I had
That's
to look at it and say, did I do everything that I needed to do to fight to save this? Or did I just run away?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can stay here and I can admit my truth. I was to the point to where I almost took my life because of my marriage, because of what I wanted. And I felt like they made me feel like I was worthless. You not this, you not that, to make me think that everybody else around me was lying to me the whole time. The person that you expect to spend your life with, they expect you to say, oh, wait a minute. So that means tell me that everybody that I've known all my life has been lying to me all my life. But when you're dealing with somebody that you really don't really know, and then later on you find out that to a certain extent they got a little narcissism with them. It's all about them. They take and manipulate things so it can fit them. But God was the thing that had that person to say, hey, you are worth this. You are worthy. You are loved. You are somebody.
That's right.
Remember who you are and who you are.
Come on.
Because if I had not listened to what I was taught and the people that came back to remind me of the things that we were taught and brought and going through the trials and tribulations, I wouldn't be standing here or sitting here talking to y'all today. I would be 6 feet under.
Yes.
But I can talk about me. I can talk about what I've been through. I can talk about the hurt and the pain that I went through to be married for over 10 years.
Yeah.
And to have somebody that you say that you're going to spend the rest of your life with to make you feel like you weren't worth the scum on the bottom of their shoe.
Yes,
because
yes.
look at me now to say, hey, I'm who I am. I'm the woman that I am. Because if it wasn't for the woman that my mama taught me to be who I am, I wouldn't be the grace of God that I am, the glory and the grace of graceful woman that I am today, to be able to say, hey, I know what my truth is. I can sit and I can share what I've been through. Like you say, you see my glory, but you don't know my full story.
So you mean to tell me somebody else making you feel bad made me look at these big ass titties on the screen every week? Hallelujah. I feel God.
And I'm gonna tell you, Russ, and it's so funny you would say that, because I used to say it was by accident, but it wasn't by accident. It was purpose, because I was scrolling through Facebook and heard Nada's voice. And y'all were going at it. And I heard that little voice. I was like, let me go back and see what's going on. Let me look in and let me see and tune in. And I was like, yo, like, they a trip. And I looked and I said, okay, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. I was like, oh, snap. I looked at every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, no lie. And when I said, oh, I love this. And then I was like, one day I said, I'm going to say something. And I'm not one to really post out there. But when I posted, it's like, that was like that fireball, that chain reaction. And it's like, now it's like you see and have the sisterhood that I have with my panel people and my brother. And the craziness that we have, it's like, you never know your life stories. And even though we're not in the same state, you're like, wait a minute. I got somebody that's in Chicago, somebody that's in New York, somebody that's in Illinois, somebody all over Texas, everywhere. You don't know who you're talking to and dealing with that share the same thing.
Absolutely.
That we have all been through, and not realizing that we entwine with each other so much. You learn from one another. And that's the thing. But yes, somebody who made me mad and really upset me to the point to where I want to tell you, got all this on top of your screen right now. Yes,
that's
sir.
what I do. That's what I do.
But like I said, it's like you put this panel up and you bring together people that you don't realize, and you draw people that people say, well, I'm going through this. And you don't realize that the same thing that somebody else is going through. And they're like, wait a minute, they going through the same thing. It makes people realize and say, I'm not by myself.
That's right. That's right.
Just remember, if you don't know anything else, you ain't alone.
You are not alone.
We all we might all sit up here and we might laugh and josh. Trust me, there's some stuff that's in our lives that we go through that when it comes up in time for us to share, it comes out. When it's the time for it to share, you'll know. That's why I say I can talk about me.
Well, let me talk about some things. Let me talk about some things to share.
Oh, Because the rest of it add up.
Y'all know I really love my show. I do.
Mm-hmm.
And right now while I'm talking, I'm being very particular with my words. My vision is for the show to go 5 days a week with different people. However, I had a conversation with a few people, and people really like our show, but there are certain things that we need to improve on. And going from this point until I feel confident enough, we will just be sticking to a Tuesday night show. But within that Tuesday night show, I'm expecting my co-host to help me out a little bit. Now, in the past, I've asked for show topics and certain things, and I know that the people that get on my show, they come across enough shit to come up with a good show every Tuesday night. No disrespect to anyone, but if you do not have the proper connections to get on live with us beginning next Tuesday, you will not be on the show. This Thursday will be our last Thursday night show. But beginning next Tuesday, I expect from everyone the next level. Because I do appreciate Shantae in Michigan. I do appreciate Ida out in Buckfield, Buttfuck, Mississippi. I do appreciate Nada out in.
I'm in North Carolina, boy.
And I know, but that's still Buttfuck, Mississippi. I do appreciate everybody that's on the show, but what I would like to translate to everybody is the show that you see us on. I'm paying for it, and I'm about to pay for some extra shit. And I saw the show. Did y'all see that number I dropped on y'all? What I'm about to drop for the show? Did y'all see that number? It's like
Yeah.
3 racks. It's like close to 3 racks. The computer is 20, like it's damn near 3 racks by itself. And the computer is really what I'm pushing for. But when I looked at the total of everything that I'm about to pay for, I can't play around no more. So with everybody that's been on my show, if you cannot come on the show from this point on and contribute to the show, drop a topic or whatever, I need to move in a different direction, because I can't spend this amount of money and then go from a Tuesday and a Thursday night show to just a Tuesday night show, and it'd still be the same thing. So I'm asking everybody that's a part of what we're doing, if you believe in what we're doing, if you have events around where you are, let me know. I'm getting some new equipment. I can come video the, whatever you're doing. I'm willing to drive and get to wherever I need to go. But from this point on, when you watch The Hustle Effect, he said, she said, these motherfuckers, these niggas don't even know. Anytime I say that, whenever you watching The Hustle Effect, he said, she said.
Say my name, say my name.
We're about to be about business. And Shantae, I know you're doing the thing with your accessories and everything that you're pushing.
Yes.
I'm about to open up an avenue for you within the realms of what we do, where every penny goes directly to you. I'm not going to get a penny. Nada, if you come up with something and about what you do, You're gonna get every penny. Ida, if you come up with something that you're doing, you're getting every penny. I want to make that very clear. But what I'm spending my money for from this point on will be beneficial to all of us. Do we all agree?
Yeah.
I love y'all. And I'll see y'all Thursday. This will be our last Thursday night show. So, Shantae, if you can, I know Thursday nights are sort of rough for
Band
you.
rehearsal.
Yeah, but if you can fit in this last Thursday night, because we will be ending our Thursday night shows, and I've got to go pay for another video. I want to make this very clear. All these videos, when we watch the beginning of the show, and it's bum, 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 and we watch that shit, I paid for that shit. Yeah, I paid for that shit. I designed it. I paid for it. So guess what? Now I've got to go design it and pay for it all over again, just for it to be for what we're about to say. But Tuesday nights from now on will be popping. Please enjoy. If you cannot do what we're doing and what I'm asking you to do, please know personally in the inbox. No hard feelings, but the game is about to change. Y'all feel me? Y'all with me? Talk to me.
Got you.
All right, y'all got me. I heard one. I got you. That's all I need to hear. I was waiting on native ass down there. She's sitting up there looking like a fucking ancient ass fucking Nigerian sister, but she don't want to speak to us right now. But I love y'all.
You know you enjoy all this chocolate. Don't play.
Tell her, Native.
No.
Tell her, Native.
You over there acting like Shaka
are
Zulu.
enjoying all of this chocolateness.
Come
you
on.
over there, you over there looking like Shaka Zulu through her cousin. I don't know what.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know
Yeah.
it's a huge compliment.
And I promise y'all, moving forward, every show starts at 7, ends at 9. We will no longer go to 10 o'clock. Moving forward, I appreciate all of y'all. I love you.
Yeah, because this past my bedtime.
I'm trying to give out shout outs. I'm trying to tell you I love everybody that's going to stick with me. Let me say that. Because everybody ain't going to stick with me. Because things is about to change. In the name of the Most High, give me some praise in the name of Jesus.